a month now.
Yeah,
Less than a month. What's the due day?
August 12th,
Man.
day after the Rams game in preseason.
Yeah, preseason game.
Oh, okay. Did you intentionally time it out so you could miss a little training camp?
No, can't really plan those sort of things as much as you try, but
Have you gone back 9 months and said, okay, that was right after the game-winning kick against so-and-so?
it was November. What game would that have been?
You were on a heater.
Yeah, so, right?
I mean, all year you've been on a heater.
Yeah. Every night was a celebration that season.
1 year ago today, like, what's your mindset? Where are you?
1 year ago today, let's see. I'm probably at the Star working out with no one there, then going home and kicking some footballs and just trying to get into shape. And the mindset is got to go win a job. Got to go out there, be as close to perfect as possible, and really just run away with this thing. And luckily got an opportunity to do that and didn't look back.
Should we reset, perhaps we should reset at least your story a little bit for people.
Okay.
That you really never played football before a couple years ago.
Right. Went to the USFL.
You were a soccer star, though.
in
High
college.
school
Going way
star.
back. Okay, so to start it out, in high school played soccer, local club team in Dallas for the Dallas Texans. Got recruited to go to Notre Dame to play soccer. Played all 4 years there. Did well enough to get drafted first round to Toronto FC in the MLS. Didn't do so hot there. Ended up after a year getting released from my contract.
After 1 year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that common?
It's very common. It's, like the NFL, you're competing for a job, and if you don't perform, they move on quick. And unlike the NFL, you're competing with, I guess now kind of like the NFL, you're competing with guys all over the world. So you got.
And they're not doling out 4-year guaranteed deals for a first-round pick. Yeah.
No. They're giving semi-guaranteed, which is a little funky, but basically if you make it to June, which is halfway point of the season, or maybe it's July, then your contract becomes fully guaranteed at that point. So they have that.
Did you make it that?
I did my first year, yeah.
Okay.
They gave me at least that first year.
Okay.
And then washed out of there and ended up landing in the USFL, which similar to the UFL is like a tier 2 soccer league in America.
Now, is landing in the USFL?
USFL, yeah.
USL.
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 Yeah, too many ULs.
Yeah, there's a lot of U's.
Yeah.
United Soccer League.
Is the legendary story true that Jen is the reason that you actually reached out and started looking into football?
Absolutely. After soccer, retired and went to just a normal world. I mentioned it earlier, software engineer for about.
Got a stand-up desk.
Yep, stand-up desk. I was lucky. Actually, COVID sent me home, and I got to work from home, which was a fantastic experience. But prior to that, I didn't really enjoy it, and I was like, I'm still young. I can go play sports. You got to figure it out. Obviously, there wasn't enough money in soccer, and I kind of burnt out from soccer at the lower levels. So we were just sitting there watching football like we do every Sunday, just like a true American. And then, of course, eventually Jen realized I wasn't too happy in the current lifestyle. So she pointed out after watching a kicker, hey, I think you could do that. And she likes to point out that the kicker did not miss the kick. I know that's been.
Oh, in the legend of
yes.
of Brandon Aubrey, it's she saw somebody shank a kick and then said, "Hey, you could have done that."
Yeah, so very close to the accurate truth, but not quite there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he didn't nail it, because you'll get him right down the middle, man.
Well, I try, yeah.
Isn't that incredible how he does that?
That's the joy of aiming at a light post the first 2 years of training.
Okay, that's how you did it, huh?
Yep. Just went out to a little field in Frisco. They didn't have uprights because lacrosse was taken over. And
Had you ever kicked a field goal before?
Had you ever kicked a football before?
Yeah.
Before that moment, no. Well,
like while you're sitting on the couch with Jen?
Middle school. No, but I mean, it's very similar to kicking a soccer ball. It's like hitting a long ball or a goal kick, something like that. If you've played soccer, you'd know the motion. So the hard part is obviously mentally, staying sharp and focused, and then finding your form to do the same repetitive task the same exact way over and over again. As a soccer player, you're not really, unless you're taking penalties or free kicks, and even then you're not really hammering out your form to where you're hitting it the exact same way every time, because every really strike of the ball requires something different. Here, you're doing the same thing every time, so it might be a little bit boring at first, hammering out your process and your steps, but that's what it takes, and that's really all there is to it.
Is it boring now?
It's boring now. No, I love kicking, and I don't have to do as much of the drill work I did starting up. So when I was starting up, put with just some really neon fluorescent tape in the garage, put down a path for my steps, each step, like all three of them back, and then marked it down, and then my two over, marked it down, and then where my first step, my jab step, lunge step, and then the drive step, all three of those steps were all marked, and then it's super important. I put a little box where my plant foot's supposed to go, and then a little triangle out in the area I wanted to finish after the swing. And I just walked those steps 100 times a day and made sure each step was in the right spot every time. So that's what I'm referencing boring. That was the boring part.
Did somebody come up with that plan for you, or did you figure out the physics and the logistics of it yourself?
So that took a lot of work with a one-on-one kicking coach in the Dallas area, Brian Eakin. He spent a lot of time with me when I was first starting. And he recognized quickly that I had talent. I had the ability to strike a ball, which he says you can't teach. But if I wanted to be serious about this, that I'd have to spend a lot of time drilling on my own. It's no point in paying him to sit there and watch me take those steps. So I'm going to have some accountability and go out there and do it on my own every day. So he walked me through what it would look like, and then obviously didn't find my steps right away. So we went there with film. He'd film me at the field until we got something that looked natural and looked comfortable and repeatable. And when we found that, then we marked it on the field, and then I kind of took that blueprint into my garage and just practiced over and over and over again.
Yeah, I'm going through something pretty similar right now. I'm learning to throw a baseball.
Yeah, that's tough too.
Yeah, never really knew how to do it as a kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, they film me, they mark off motion.
Did you have video we wanted to play later of Jake throwing a baseball?
Yeah, I think we found some video of Jake throwing.
That is
Let's
not,
see.
It's not me.
Let's see. Get it fired up.
Okay, while you
You
look
sure
for
it's-
that, I guess. How good did the first one feel? Like on the field?
On the field,
Were you
I
like,
missed it? So not great.
Was it preseason?
Oh, in preseason?
Oh, you're saying now once you played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and so my first kick live was kickoff for the Stallions in the
Okay.
USFL. It was actually the opening kickoff for the whole league. And for me, it's the opening kickoff of my career. So every time I go out and practice, you look across the field, there's no one there. And it's like, okay, doesn't really matter.
And now there's
Yeah,
21 other Warriors out here.
exactly.
Yeah.
21 Warriors and one guy who kicks a ball.
Yeah.
So I just looking out there.
I didn't mean to say that.
It was just a crazy experience. Took it all in and like, okay, now it's time to focus and go through those steps you've practiced a million times. But it felt great getting that kickoff off. Didn't go nearly as far as I hoped it would, but it was in play, so we're good there. Didn't have to make the tackle.
No penalty.
Yeah.
And didn't
Did
have
you
to
ever
make the tackle.
Did you practice tackling before that
No,
first kick?
no, and there's actually a YouTube clip. I don't know if you can play YouTube clips of my first tackle. It should be like USFL kickers can't kick, but they can hit.
Yep.
Something like that.
That's what it's called.
That's my first tackle, so you can see I clearly didn't practice because I should have been thrown out of the game. It was terrible.
Head down. Yeah.
Head down, spear right into the top of the guy's head. So
Yeah.
I should have been ejected, but got interviewed on the sideline after, which is kind of crazy.
Either ejected or
Celebrated.
well, no, or you get paralyzed or something,
Exactly.
right? You
Yeah,
can't
I got
tackle
very
like
lucky that day. So.
All right, let's see if we can watch that video.
Throwing a lot at him.
He can handle it.
Yeah, this
Yep.
is it.
Where is he? Where is he? Where?
I think
there
you
you
can
are
find
back
where
there.
he is pretty
You're getting
easily.
scared.
Oh,
Wow.
You didn't
you
fall
kept,
or
you
anything.
kept your
though.
feet though.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, soccer players aren't soft. If anyone tells you that, that's not true.
Okay, that's what we always think.
I don't have a helmet on. I'm going up for headers like that. I've made contact with other people's heads many times.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Have you ever done the overacting?
No, that wasn't my game game
Okay.
style. So no.
Here's
The flop.
Watch it again. Bing.
Oh my goodness.
You standing over him. Yeah, what's up, bro? How many of those did you have to make?
I made 3 tackles that year and then 2 the second season. So
But he's not counting.
Yeah.
NFL?
NFL 0. Luckily, Bones just says booted out the back last year, so not a lot of tackles. I think there was 99 touchbacks and like 7 or 8 returns.
Now
Went
that
out of bounds.
may be about to change.
Yeah, definitely changing.
Are you worried about it?
No, not my job to make the tackle. If it is, if they get through those guys, I'll do my best. Hopefully better than that. But I'm not terribly worried about it. My main job is to just place the ball where it's supposed to go and give our guys the best chance to make the play. So they do that job, then we're good.
I saw Kansas City was saying they might have Bucker not kick off.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're going to use their punter instead. Is that a possibility here?
No, I think they're using a safety. I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forget his name. Do you remember?
Is it Justin Reed?
Yeah, Justin Reed.
Because he kicked some PATs when Bucker was hurt. I
Yeah,
think.
so I think their plan is to use him if it works out. See how accurate it is.
For the tackling and
yeah. So you can't cross, the kicker can't cross the line, the 50-yard line until the ball is caught or hits the ground. They're trying to prevent teams from doing that, but
and you're like, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I'd love to run up there with you guys.
But, there's a rule.
I mean, they said I have to stay back here.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, it is wild. So have you had to like change your steps? Have you had to change the prep?
Yeah, so it's obviously requires a lot less power on the ball. So instead of putting it out the back of the end zone, now their goal is to get it somewhere between the 20 and goal line. More of that will be determined in training camp when we go through our practices and see what exactly Bones wants, but that's like anywhere from 40 to 10 less yards on the ball. So a lot less bringing to the table, which should, in theory, keep me healthy longer.
Have you practiced it a lot?
We can play this video if we want to like do the breakdown. I think Rob was just calling for it.
What's that?
I think it's the video that like NFL media put out initially, just sort of explaining it.
Because like the XFL did this, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the XFL did it.
Okay.
So here's a mock-up of
Everybody stands. So everybody is can't move until the runner catches the ball
Or hits the ground.
or it hits the ball. Okay,
That's the difference between us and the XFL.
And so the coverage teams and the receiving teams are 5 yards away from one another, and the only people that are removed from that area are the returner and the kicker.
So the returner's back around the goal line ish.
Yeah, and the
There's a
kicker's
little-
at
The
the
kicker's at the 30.
There's a few more nuances. Like they're not all going to be in a line like that. There's going to be 5 players in the setup zone for the return team, which is the 30 to the 25, we'll say, and then the rest of them have to be in another zone just beyond that, and then they can have 2 returners back. But if there's a second returner, the guy who's not fielding the ball can't double team block. And then there's a couple other nuances, but
Man, Bones must love this because
Yeah.
he loves just.
he's part of the committee that put
yeah.
these rules together. So he's so pumped for it. It's gonna be the Wild West. It'll be a lot of fun watching this.
Was that committee big or was it
I have no idea.
itty bitty? Sorry. He was just laying there. The great Brandon Aubrey is with us. I'll reset because we're doing a live show. We're actually- What's that? Jake throwing, if you want that. Oh, Jake throwing. All right, since we're doing some video fun, let's.
clearly not.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Jake is
no.
warming up.
Clearly not.
So Jake thinks he's going to be able to hit.
39.
That's Michael Rubin.
Jake feels like he's going to be able to hit 70 on a gun.
Where are you at right now?
We haven't clocked it.
Okay. He's tall. I mean, 70 is not out of the realm of possibility.
He's never really known how to throw, right? That's like you're actually taking lessons to throw a ball.
Did he do other athletic activities?
I played football and basketball my whole life, and I played baseball for a few years. It was just that, like, are you familiar with like Sean Marion, the Maverick player, the Suns
Yes.
player, who
Yeah.
just had like a funky shot, but
Uh-huh.
it kind of worked for
Yeah.
him? That's kind of what I always had.
Okay.
It was just like a weird T-Rex like throw.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, that motion you showed, I was like, I don't know if he's hitting 70 there.
Okay, but I was showing the old one. I was showing the old one. And so I started going to like an actual baseball training facility because I want to be able to teach my son properly. I don't want him to watch me and think that that's the way to do it. And I don't think that power is going to be the problem.
Have you ever thought of sending your son to the training facility?
Well, he's 2.
Never too early.
Yeah.
Our long
suppose.
snapper is teaching his son how to golf, and he's only like 1.5.
Really?
Yeah, he's in the simulator like every day.
Jeez,
Wow.
man.
He probably will need professional training at one point, but I just don't want to be showing him what I grew up with.
Fair enough. And
You want to get better as a parent. Isn't that the goal?
yeah,
Like
and,
be a little bit better than what you were taught. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I really don't think power is going to be the problem. I think accuracy is going to be the issue.
Gotcha.
But I think if I like rear back and wing it, 70 is definitely in play.
I feel like that's not that big of a number to.
You're
ask.
a pro athlete.
I just like getting all this on tape,
Yeah.
just so that when we actually do see Jake throwing, actually, here's the video of that throwing again. And that's no.
That guy's a billionaire, though.
What's that? The guy who's throwing? I don't know who that is.
Michael Rubin?
I've heard the
Are you
name.
familiar?
No.
I think he owns Fanatics.
Did you throw the big party with?
Yeah, the white party.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that Dez goes to, and I think Mike has been to.
You ever met Dez?
Brandon Aubrey,
I've not met
been
Dez.
to.
I have a Dez jersey. He was my favorite player growing up.
Same here.
Would love to meet Dez.
That's interesting because you seem like I've always understood why it's Jake's favorite player.
Because I'm crazy.
Because you guys are both emotional. You have highs, you have lows. Where when I talk to you on the air, off the air, and just with your job, it feels like you're a down the middle. I don't get too crazy. I don't get too like. I'm sure when she told you she was pregnant, you were like, "Oh, that's great." You've always looked forward.
Whereas I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Fairly accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a
So,
little more excited than that, but I don't show too much emotion.
are you and Brandon and Brian Anger like considered real parts of the team?
Some days.
Is it weird?
Fourth
Like
down.
you just hang out together, right?
Yeah.
Is there even a backup kicker coming to camp this year?
No, not that I'm aware of. Hopefully not.
Okay.
That would suck if you showed up at day one and found that out.
Right?
Yeah.
That would be brutal.
I mean, how many kickers were in camp last year? When we say going back a year, so this time last year, we're above my garage, and you had signed with the Cowboys, but there
Yeah.
was certainly no guarantee. What was like the contract, in fact, that they signed to initially?
It's 3 years, just your standard, no bonuses, base minimum all the way through. So they got me for cheap. I tried negotiating, but when you haven't played at college at all, they're not going to give you much.
We tried that too.
Yeah.
But you were like the best
work.
the best kicker in the UFL, right?
USFL at the time.
Oh, okay.
Sign's not helping, but
Okay, yeah.
yeah, they
But still.
didn't really care.
Yeah.
You're still
yeah, that's
no
cute.
experience.
Cool. Yeah.
See if you can do it here.
Okay, but so that 3-year deal, there was none of it was guaranteed though. They could
No,
cut you
yeah.
during training camp. Do you actually get paid something during training camp, or would you have
Yeah.
been paid nothing?
It was nice. Got paid, I think, what was it, like $1,500 a week at training camp. So that was fantastic. And
Okay.
doubles this year as a veteran. So that's awesome.
3 hots and a cot.
Yeah, sure.
It's
I just want to throw out that
2
term.
days in a row.
Yeah. We're trying to work that into our show now.
And
I feel like
we-
the kicker-punter relationship is almost like baseball players, where they just have to spend so much time doing the same thing over and over and over together. So I've always wondered, do you guys have inside jokes? Do you have bits? Like, what is – because it's pretty much just the two of you and maybe Bones.
Well, we have the long snapper too, who adds a lot for us. But we have some bits, mostly kind of like every Friday.
Like, do you bet each other?
So that's what I was getting to. Every Thursday we have a competition Thursday, which is more or less a bet. It's loser has to buy the winner $20 worth of scratchers. That's about all it is. Random competition, sometimes like throw the ball at the crossbar so you can hit it, roll the ball and see who gets closest to like the star in the middle of the field. And that's what we're doing whenever other people are practicing.
Are you the backup punter?
I am the backup punter.
Okay. How do you do at that? How often do you practice that?
So before we go out and hit our field goals, I'll hit like 2 or 3 punts and that's about it.
You're like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Good to go
We
here.
just hope it doesn't happen.
Who's the backup kicker?
Banger.
Who?
The
Brian
punter.
Anger.
Brian
Oh, Anger. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Banger.
Banger.
Yep.
Yeah,
Banger.
that's his name.
Yep.
What's your nickname?
Aubrey. Well, that's my Instagram handle. So Bob's was back in college, but it's Butter now, thanks to Dak.
Okay, Dak. If Dak calls you something,
Explain.
Smooth as butter. He said it
Smooth.
after
Oh,
the
okay.
Chargers game. And
Okay.
just kept calling me that afterwards, and kind of stuck with a bunch of the staff and a few of the players there.
How does the wife feel about butter?
I like it. And they refer to our baby as baby butter.
Okay.
okay, so it's out of your hands now. Do you have a name for this baby?
Yes, we do.
Colton.
Okay,
Makes me
Colton.
tell everyone.
Okay, she makes you do that.
That's solid.
Yeah.
I'm a guy who will make fun of people's kids' names.
Oh,
Oh,
So,
glad you
I'm
did.
glad you approve.
yeah. Unless it's
we can do now, if you want.
Coltyn.
No.
Nope, it's solid, strong O.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like
yeah. Yeah, let's take a look at that list. We have a list of some Today in Twitter action. Are you big on the soch?
No, I repost a few things here and there on Instagram when I get tagged, but I have Twitter, but I forgot my login a while ago, and no Facebook. We've tried to delete our Facebook actually like 15 times. It keeps coming back.
It's very difficult.
Like, yeah,
Literally, every week his reappears. I deactivate it every week and it comes back.
I
What's
went through
that
that.
all about?
I went through that.
Figure it out.
Eventually, yeah, but it took a couple years. When I first started dating my current wife, I put that I was in a relationship and I was working with him, and he made fun of me for like
Well, you know.
2 or 3 straight months, and I was like, I have to get rid of this. So it took a couple years, but yeah. And I do want to tell you, based on if they're looking for the video, reports yesterday on trash trucks. I'm apparently not alone at all.
No.
So I just want you guys to know,
I got a lot of feedback.
just start it early. Your kid is going to love to watch videos of trash trucks, and they have hours of compilations on YouTube.
You never know, though. By the time
They may have
Colton
something
is
cool.
2, you know, they just kids might be into something different. Because my kids were not into trash trucks.
I know, but I feel like the trash truck is timeless.
you're gonna have to elaborate. Like, what about the trash truck?
Okay, it's literally it's literally just a truck picking up trash.
What was the site Danny mentioned?
Oh, man. Yeah.
I don't want to hear that. I want to hear what. Okay.
I can find it real
Name.
quick here.
All right.
Nash and Trash, something like that.
Thrash,
Anyway, it's weird.
Thrash and Trash production.
So we're on YouTube, obviously.
and they
Look it
just
up.
We're trying to figure out how do we get our subscriptions up? How do we get our views up? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. This guy has like 20 million views on a garbage truck just riding along, putting trash in it
yeah.
Not just one.
for an hour.
So what did you take?
Like
from that?
150 of them.
I just sat there and watched it with my son, and here it is right here, Brandon.
Check it out.
Every about 15 seconds, they cut to a different trash truck picking up trash, and my son just sits there, and every single time that a new one shows up, he just goes, trash truck,
Ah, look at
Trash
that one.
truck.
Oh,
trash truck,
Side loader.
trash truck,
Got some music for this.
trash truck. And this is the bed they play.
This is incredible.
It's an aggressive metal production. Yeah,
And it's an hour video, which has 20 million views.
yeah.
So what's the lesson here? Like, what did you learn from their video?
We have to stop doing what we're doing. I think.
We need to somehow be even dumber. I never thought that would be a problem for us.
This is their song?
Yeah.
Isn't it fun to talk to somebody who's about to have a kid?
Like, do you feel wise? Like they don't know what they're in
I sort
for?
of feel wise, but I also feel like if you talk to somebody who's never seen The Wire or The Sopranos, you're like, man, I wish I could do that part again.
Yeah. That's why I said I need that new young wife so I could have the new kids. I'll do it right. I'll do all the things correctly.
Oh no.
My, my half brother or whatever, my dad's son is. He got it all right. He never got hit with the belt or whatever I got. Like Dad's like, I think that was a mistake on him. Because look how he turned out. Let's make this one good.
Uncomfortable laughter.
Yeah. Ladies never like that bit. It's not a bit. Jen, though, we should reset who she is. You met her at Notre Dame, and
Yep.
she was a lacrosse star.
Goalkeeper. Yeah.
Goalkeeper.
Dang.
We actually met before Notre Dame.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah. The
How so?
actual story. Getting it right this time. She.
He forgets.
Her parents her mom dragged her to a Notre Dame Dallas club sending away party in the Dallas area, and my mom dragged me to it. Neither of us wanted to be there, but when we got there, we ended up meeting each other and kind of like inseparable since then.
Okay. What a story.
That is an awe.
That is an awe. And you had a double major
Yes, sir.
in
Finance and Mandarin Chinese.
Mandarin Chinese. So you can roll some Chinese right now?
I'm a little rusty. It's been a few years.
Okay. Yeah. It's tough to keep it up, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, where do you
Especially
run
if-
into somebody who speaks
Well, I used to be a flight instructor, and I instructed at a school with all Chinese students. You're not allowed to speak Chinese with them in the airplane, but I would go to lunch with them or whatever before or after lessons and speak with them.
You're not allowed.
Yeah.
Why is that?
The universal language of aviation is English, so it is required by the FAA that you teach in English.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
The universal language of aviation.
I just want to say something
Who
real
knew?
quick, okay? From the same makers of, we've been going to so many people's houses who are so much smarter, so much more successful, and so much better and intelligent than we are. How are we sitting here talking to someone who taught Chinese people in English how to fly planes?
It was fun.
And also, this guy's in the NFL.
Yeah, he's an all-pro.
We got to have something better than you guys. We're going to think of what it is before you get out of here.
Trash truck's taken.
The studio.
All right, let's evaluate these names. Do you have that list? What is this, Blake?
This is from the Utah Rodeo, and I believe these are the kids that competed.
Oh my gosh.
And this list started making rounds because this is what people are naming their kids these days.
Which one's the
Tucking.
first and which one's the last?
Yeah, I believe their last
Last
name
comma
first.
first,
Right?
Yeah. So we got
You can't.
McCoy.
What were your finalists? You certainly had a
Tom or
top
second?
2 or 3, right?
Oh, for names?
Yeah.
Tell me.
So the second choice, we only really came
Can you
down
keep
to
that
two.
up there? Let's.
Was Trenton Brian Aubrey, which is snap, hold, kick, snapper,
Trent,
punter,
Brian,
kicker.
Whoa.
Aubrey.
Okay.
We just thought it was.
do
a cool
like
name.
that.
I said it as a joke, and Jen actually liked it, and I got scared for a little bit.
Did you have to? Did you like reach out and did either of you veto anything?
Oh yeah, we went through lists like this all the time, like probably like thousands of names, and we came down with 2.
Okay, because my wife wanted Kylie really bad. However, back in that era, I had interviewed a porn star named Kylie Ireland on the air when I worked in Youngstown, and it was the only porn star I had ever met. And then every time I just couldn't do it. Like that's what would it reminded me of that. So we had to go no Kylie.
It's a great use of the veto.
Yeah, it's the only and she really appreciated that I did veto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my favorite's number 5, Tuckin.
Oh my gosh.
The bit is you need to just change the spelling of something that's kind of normal.
You need a Y. or a
I don't
Z.
know. I mean, that used to be the bit, but I mean,
Ryler.
Bronk is not a normal name. Draxton is not a normal name.
See Hayes.
Ryler Hayes is not. I mean, I could guess I could maybe see Hayes for a girl or
Maybe
Hazel,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Who knew Lars was still around? Ray Gun.
Ray Gun. And also, his last name is Steele. Ray Gun Steele. Like,
Okay, kind of cool.
Never heard so much malarkey in my
you
whole
pretty
life.
much have to have Charles Bronson play that guy in a movie.
I feel like Cash Sweat is a pretty sweet name too.
That is a pretty. They're all pretty sweet. They're just
Crazy.
very extra. Hayes Hunt
Tibbs,
Yeah.
Tibbs Thomas is going to have a country album in 10 years.
or a 102-mile-an-hour fastball.
Either one, yeah.
Do you guys believe that a name can actually shape the way you are?
Never really thought about that.
Like if you name someone a certain name, you know.
Like my
They-
parents named me Jake, and I was just destined to be like a massive douchebag.
Yeah.
There's really nothing I could do about it. I was like, this is my name. Like, I'm just gonna be a white douchebag. Okay.
When you put it that way, you turned out pretty well.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So what are your vices?
My vices?
Yeah.
Ice cream and video games.
What are we
Okay.
playing?
Heck yeah.
Right now, I'm playing EAFC 24. Just got back into soccer, watching the Euros and Copa America. So I figured, why not play the video games too?
What was the story about that?
Looks like Sophie
recently?
loves it. What do you mean?
Wasn't there like a stampede or somebody broke into a stadium or
There's been,
you guys
been
know what I'm talking about?
There's been a lot of
Yeah.
fights at Copa America.
Yeah.
At the final, Argentina versus Colombia in Miami, a bunch of fans, I don't know how many exactly, basically without tickets stormed the gate and broke down pretty much the door and the escalator. And when cops and security tried to pull them out of the stadium, they started like crawling around vents and just got into the seats, and ticket holders that actually had real tickets weren't able to get in because they're at capacity. So they ended up delaying the game like a full game's length to get it right.
Dang.
Soccer fans are nuts, man.
Oh yeah. Well, Shakira was performing at halftime.
Well, then there is a reason then.
The combo.
A regular reason for that. I was thinking of the Vice thing. Like, I didn't know. You chew?
No.
Drink?
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit.
The true thing is
Drink before
interesting
noon?
because of I really enjoyed the video from camp last year where Young Wei Koo was offered a Zen
I don't think I've seen this one.
by a fan.
Oh, really?
Like while he was doing autographs at camp, and he just popped one in and went back out there to kick.
Just because Chew's a big player in, I guess, all sports, right? But football for sure.
Especially the ones who like don't. No offense. Have to like run a lot.
Well, I'm
stay
surprised like when you
chilled out.
see the lineman with a big chew in.
Yeah.
So weird to me.
We had a player in the USFL who would have 2 or 3 in on offense, offensive lineman.
See, I thought of this last night because my wife's out of town, my wife and kids. So they went out of town. It's great.
He keeps telling me this just to make me jealous. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
4th time that he's told me this.
He wants you to come over.
Again, yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah.
leave the door open. And I was trying to, because these guys are like, well, why is it so great? And I'm like, I don't know, man. It's just like, because you can do anything you want. And that doesn't mean I'm doing anything, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm getting to bed early. I'm watching what I want. I'm going to the place that I want to eat.
It's quiet.
No one's at, it's quiet.
House is
Like,
clean.
If I don't want to finish this show, I won't. If I do, I cleaned the house when they first left, so that now I live in a clean house. And then I was thinking last night as I'm washing my couple of dishes, because now all I have is 3 dishes. And but I had my my can of chew just lying there, and I had pouches. I don't want not going too crazy, and the dip cup, and I was like, wait, I was about to pick it up to put it away. Well, then why? So it's still there waiting for me tonight.
Yeah.
When I need to fire one in, and because
Like an
I
old
can.
friend.
Yeah. Like the house is mine.
Oh yeah, for sure, baby. Yeah.
I would say I left the lid up or the seat up on the toilet, except you guys know I sit down.
You sit down to pee?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, future you.
Jer says yes.
Future you are going to remember
How
this
are we
day, and you're going to be
50-50 right
sitting
here?
there, and you're going to be, although you do stand-up desk, so maybe you're just a guy who stands up for everything.
It's an extra step to sit down.
Soki says no.
Yeah, but then you could read, you can relax.
How
Make
big
sure
is your
that everything
bladder?
goes well. Like you're not getting anything on the
Yeah, it
the
won't go all over
tile,
the place.
You know?
It's really like I think,
Also, yeah, he's right. I think a big part of it is once you have a kid, you're like, I mean, I really only have to do the number one. What if I sit down in here
I could take 5 minutes.
and I could take 5 minutes?
yeah.
My dad definitely did that trick. He disappeared to the toilet all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he
that's,
just wanted
sometimes
to
that's your
he just
only
wanted to
place.
mow. Yeah.
Because that's the only place you can actually say you can't go in there while he's in there.
Yeah. Very early on, Nora learned the word privacy because she would open the door, be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Privacy. Just give me privacy."
Are you guys stoked on the Olympics? Yeah.
Not so much.
Yeah.
That didn't go anywhere.
Did you do anything big this off season? Like any travel?
We took a baby moon to
Manhattan Beach.
Manhattan Beach.
A what?
Baby moon?
I did that.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a trip before the baby kind of makes you.
Oh, a honeymoon type.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
one last trip. We went to Grand Cayman.
Nice.
And the coolest part about it was your wife can't drink,
So she has to be.
but you kind of can a little bit at least.
Now, do you do the solidarity thing?
No.
You guys, okay. Good.
I tried it for
Zero.
about a week. It didn't
Okay.
work.
I mean, why not? It's not like she's out there doing steps, 3 steps,
Right.
and then swinging the
Why
leg.
don't you come
every-
out here and kick one from 50?
Yeah.
She has made one from 19.
That's
Okay, so you
honestly
do.
probably
Old-
more than I could do right now.
Old PAT.
It's pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
But she's a former college athlete, though.
Still hard.
So we're going out to we are going out to Cowboys training camp, and we thought maybe we would be able to hook up with you, talk to you out there, maybe do a bit. We've done bits on the field in the past with like who was throwing us passes?
Stephen McGee.
Stephen McGee.
Stephen McGee would throw us passes.
And then the kicking
I fell down and did not catch one.
I think you were shirtless.
He was.
I was probably shirtless.
Yep.
We did punt returns. I think it was a year that we saw Dez. Speaking of Dez.
Yeah.
It was not Dez.
No. This one year, Dez would stand at the 50 and have the punter punt me a ball, and he'd catch it. And he'd hold it, and then he wanted to see how many he could catch. And he caught
it was Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
It was?
Yeah.
I swear. Oh.
And then Wade tried to do it.
Yeah.
Wade tried to catch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was on Hard Knocks.
Wade Phillips?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pac-Man caught like 7 punts at once.
Okay, it was pretty amazing.
It was pretty amazing.
And I think we just tried to catch one.
And Wade's just
And
like,
again,
he caught one and then
failed.
caught a second
No.
one. And then
have you ever caught a punt?
caught a
Yeah,
third one.
it's part of my job now. Well, not really part, but I enjoy catching punts. So when my punter's warming up, I go out there and try and catch as many as possible. I can catch like 4 or 5.
And do you punt back to him
No.
to practice? Oh.
No, I catch them and just put them in a nice pile for him. Turn around, and then I jog over to the other side, catch them again, put them in a nice pile.
And he doesn't do anything for you.
He holds.
Oh, that's right.
He makes my job really easy because he's very good at holding. It's pretty much the same exact look every time.
Is there a fake in the books?
I can't tell you.
That means yes.
It's Bones.
Yeah.
So,
There's 18 fakes in the book.
I was gonna say, there's an entire separate section.
All right, here's a fake when we're at our own 7-yard line.
Yeah.
Like he's like, yeah, well, why not?
See, look at Wade. It's tough for the audio
Okay,
version, but
so
how
that
is
excited
Pac-Man.
Wade is about, like, Pac-Man's catching punts. He's got caught another one. Boy, shorts have certainly
Yeah,
changed.
they really have.
What do you mean?
You see how big and bulky they were?
Yeah, I mean, those guys look like white chocolate.
What was this, 07?
Yeah, like you've just got the calf length short on.
Is the football locker room a lot different like than the soccer locker room?
Yeah, it's way different. The football locker room, most guys pretty
Are
much
black?
all the yes, but went through college.
Went through college.
Yeah,
Okay.
so all the guys went through college. They have like a similar shared story, shared experience that we can all relate to. Versus soccer, you have guys coming over from Europe, guys coming up through the academy system. You got guys that went through college, guys that speak Italian, guys that speak Spanish. It's kind of a big melting pot, and sometimes it gets a little cliquey. But football, I feel like outside of your position groups, so you're friends with all your position groups. You're friends with then the defense or offense, us like the special teams, but then like you interact well with everyone else too, which is nice. In soccer, sometimes there's just a little bit too much difference between players for that to happen.
That makes sense. I never thought of that.
Was there a time that you thought I feel more a part of the team? Like was it after making a big kick or something like that? Where
I joke I still don't really feel like part of the team because you guys mentioned earlier like special teams, we're kind of doing our own thing. So the three of us hang out all the time, and we are a little bit isolated. But yeah, I'd say I didn't really feel like I had made the team until about week 3, maybe week 2, the Jets game. Even like going into halfway point of the season, it's kind of got to make all my kicks just to make it here for next week. So you're working as a kicker for the next week because nothing's guaranteed, like you said. No money in my contract. No point in the year does it become guaranteed like it did in the MLS. So, I mean, if you get hurt or you just don't perform well for a couple weeks in a row, then who knows? They're looking at other options.
you still on that deal? Did they rip that up? Okay.
No. Why would they do that?
Oh, I guess because they're really cool. And
That's usually how it works.
yeah, no, I guess the point was, hey, we're taking a chance and bringing you to camp. You're going to sign this 3-year deal.
Yeah, and you'll sign whatever they put in front of you when you were in my situation. So I'm grateful for that opportunity.
And hopefully, you just keep it up, right? And
Absolutely, yeah. Go out there and keep doing it. Keep earning the next week.
like you've never really, even since your other stops before the NFL as a kicker, have you ever had a slump?
I mean, my first year wasn't really anything to write home about in the USFL. It was probably like 83, 84% on field goals, but they had a big issue with footballs that year. Like they put chips in it, and at 84%, I was all USFL for kicker because the balls, if you would kick them straight, the chip would be either on the left or the right. And if you didn't have it worked out with your ops, your snapper and holder, to put the chip on the same side every time, it would kind of tail left or tail right. And if you didn't know what side that was and you aimed down the middle, it'd be kind of tail right on you or left. So like I had the ball, so it would tail left because I have kind of a natural little bit to the right. So it'd fight it there, and then I'd aim like just right of the center line. So I ended up adapting to the ball, and they got rid of it about week 4, I think. But by that point, the kickers were like 1 for 7, 1 for 8. It was a rough start for kickers there. So I'd say that would be the learning curve more than a slump.
That's so fascinating. Like he's basically like a physicist.
Yeah, but even
Seriously.
a chip, I can't imagine a chip is that heavy.
Well, they put a PVC pipe around it. So like
Whoa.
the punters, you know how the punters punt like the panel versus we hit the kind of the seam.
I
of
do
the
not
ball.
know that.
Okay, so
tell me.
kickers hit like the seam behind the laces, maybe a little bit right or a little bit left of it. But the punters hit the panel of the ball, and the PVC pipe was in one of the panels, and it was bruising some of the guys' feet starting off in the year. So not great for punters or kickers to start off the year, but they got it fixed pretty quick.
Okay. 4 weeks, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why that YouTube video of his tackle was called "USFL Kickers Can't Kick, but They Can Hit,"
Because he'd already.
because everybody was missing a lot. doing
Oh,
that shit.
okay.
Yeah, that's why it was titled that.
So
that's
what
insane.
was going through your head when you missed your first ever NFL kick? Because it was an extra point, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was an extra point. I just wasn't mentally locked into the game at that point, and kind of rushed out there. So the backstory, I had the opening kickoff. The Giants are driving. They get to about the 20-yard line, our 20-yard line. They stall. They're sending out Graham Gano for a field goal, and it gets blocked. I'm sitting there just watching. I'm like, oh, this is going to be my first field goal to see on the field. I want to sit here and actually pay attention and watch and see what he does. So I have my just cup of water, my helmet's on the bench, and I'm watching. It gets blocked. We run it back for a touchdown, and I'm like, oh, that means I got to go out there. So I threw my water down, grabbed my helmet, and sprinted on the field and just kind of rushed through my process. Didn't really go through the process because in the back of my head, I'm thinking, okay, I only have 35 seconds. I spent 10 of them messing around getting on the field, so I got to rush. So I got rushed and got set, but then the referee reset the play clock like he's supposed to. I'm just sitting there waiting for all of the celebrations to end, everyone to get off the field. I'm just sitting there staring at the ball, like ready to go. So I just wasn't ready. I had never seen that situation before, and instead of like sitting there and thinking, "Oh, that sucks. Like I can't miss again. I'm going to lose my job." I just kind of, with Bones, who sat me down and be like, "Okay, you weren't ready for that. Let's talk through a process if that happens again. What it looks like and what you need to be doing, and don't put your helmet down on the sideline." So luckily, we got a pick 6 that game. Maybe like 3 drives later, in the same situation, I was ready to go, and we put it through. So. Learning situation, just wanted to sit there and process what went wrong and how to fix it, as opposed to like focusing on what happens if I miss another one or whatever.
So it wasn't like you were thinking in that 30 seconds while you're waiting for the celebrate. Like, you weren't like, this is my first ever kick
No,
in the NFL. Okay.
It's just there's a rhythm to kicking field goals. Running out to the field, I have my process. Like I said, you have a full play clock, so we kind of know around like 5 to 10 seconds is when the ball's going to be snapped and when I'm going to kick. But on extra points, that timing can get a little funky. So for me, it's honestly a little bit harder getting the timing right on extra points because you never know how intense people are going to celebrate, or if the referee's going to. So some refs will reset the play clock if the celebration is taking a little bit long. Some will just let it run, and if they're still on the field, you got to start your process. And
I would
going.
imagine, especially if it's like a sudden change
Yes.
type of touchdown,
Mhm.
not like just a regular drive that
Right.
included. Yeah.
Because not only is it me, it's the punter, long snapper, the offensive line. They're not on the field. Because when we score on offense, the offensive line's out there, but like you have the offensive line running on, you have our defense running off, and guys staying on the field, really celebrating. So some refs will reset the play clock. Some will just let it run. So if it goes down, you'll see a lot of delay of games. Not a lot, but a few delay of games on extra points on sudden change, just because the kicker is like, I don't have time, so we're going to take it 5 yards back, which is maybe what I should have done in that first one. But
I'm sure they would have loved that.
yeah, right.
Your first one in.
Yeah, first rep, take the delay of game. If you still miss it, they're like, what is this kid doing? Get
Have you ever
back.
had one where you had to, because you'll see occasionally in the NFL, the clock is running out, we spike the ball, but now there's 10, you run out there and they
Yeah,
barely
Thunder,
kick.
the Mayday, those are very rare. There was 2 of them in the season of the whole NFL last year that I can remember. both of them were the Broncos in the same game, and he made one and missed one, I believe. But yeah, I haven't had one, but we practice it every week, and that is just going out there being an athlete. You don't get a chance to take your steps. You just really look at the ball, feel like you're in the right spot, and then go.
How do you simulate game conditions in practice?
That is hard. You really can't. The closest I get is the live reps with the team in practice on Tuesday or on Wednesday, one of the days. But
it all runs together,
right? The whole team is there watching you, and you hit 6 or 7 field goals in a row, and that really simulates the pressure. But you can't really simulate the whole game like that. It's really tough, especially when you're on your own. You can put as much pressure on yourself to make every kick as you think you can, but it won't simulate a game rep. There's no replicating that.
Have we seen this out at training camp sometimes? Like all the players will get around and they're screaming at you and just trying to throw you off your game. Do they do that?
They do mojo moments out there, and
love a good mojo moment.
That's right.
And those.
So what's that?
It's just coach plays one of the game theme songs, and then everyone's supposed to run to the field he's at, and he just announces what the situation is and what we have to do. So like a lot of it'll be red zone, offense versus defense, ones versus ones, or mayday field goal, like the one you're talking about, where you just sprint on the field and kick one real quick with a running play clock, or like it's a 20 seconds, we have to go 40 yards and score a touchdown to win the game. So it's just like a moment where instead of being on 2 fields split apart doing your drills, everyone's there watching. The music's playing. Usually the fans are into it pretty good. So those are the high stress moments he's trying to create to replicate the games.
So unlike that first extra point miss where you were kind of caught off guard, if they are driving end of the half, end of the game, whatever, are you over on the sideline kicking into that net?
Yeah, absolutely. On offense, I'm catching snaps from Trent, the long snapper, when we're on our half of the field. He likes to get 3 punt snaps, and then after that, bangers punting into the net until we get to about 50-yard line. We get into field goal range. Then I'll start hitting into the net on 3rd down or 2nd down, depending on how fast or like what the situation is. If it's like we need to hurry, I'll hit on 2nd down, one into the uprights, and be ready watching 3rd down. And if it's kind of just like the beginning of the first quarter, beginning of the 3rd quarter, no real tempo to it, I'll hit one after 2nd down, right as the 3rd down play call is looking like they're going to go. So I'll hit one then, and then watch the play and run out.
Was there a tough place to kick last year?
Yeah, San Fran, Philly, Washington, Buffalo were all pretty tough. Just the conditions of the field, the wind in those stadiums kind of whips through, which is why I like kicking here. We got a nice dome, eliminate that.
And Oxnard's tough too.
The Oxnard's tough. You don't really feel it on the field, but above the tree line, you get that ocean breeze that pushes in. It's a little trickier than you think, because even below the tree line, it's like a stadium. It makes it kind of like a bowl. The ball is traveling one way with the wind, and then above the tree line, it might be a different way. And there's no flags above the tree line to judge that. So you just got to go out there and practice and kind of hope you don't hit a gust or see what it looks like before you go out for period.
Or that you get fired.
Well, I imagine that's frustrating because that's your tryout. It's probably the toughest condition you've had to kick it.
And they're good about that. They know. And I had another kicker there to compare against, and I did better than him every day, just slightly better than him, and then started getting more and more better, and they released him. And at that time, I thought it was pretty early in training camps before the first preseason game, so I thought they might be bringing in a veteran to really secure the kicking position and really have a competition carry out through the whole training camp. But they brought me into the office after they released Tristan and said, we're going to go with you. We want you to have every opportunity to get opportunities in game. So we're going to bring you. You're going to be our only kicker for training camp. If you do well, it's your job. If not, and we're going to bring somebody else in. But you are the guy.
Was this Coach McCarthy or Jerry or Steven?
It was Bones.
Oh, Bones.
Yeah.
Okay. Interactions with Jerry, they've been fun?
Yeah. So the first time I talked to him was at Oxnard. It was going into our first mojo moment, which actually came before our first field goal period. Because Bones was trying to give us some time to work with our operations and kind of get the snap, hold, kick all worked out before going into field goal period. But Mike wanted to have a mojo moment for kickers. It was like 50. It was long balls. So that came before the first field goal period. And Jerry, as we were walking out there for the mojo moment, stopped us both and said, "Hey, there's a lot of guys watching you. Don't fuck this up." But he was joking. He laughed it off after giving us a straight face for like 3 seconds. Said, "No, we brought you in here."
We have a picture of that moment.
Yeah.
It's really great. Jerry's like laughing, so hard, and Brandon's looking at him like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You getting the new college football video game?
I might get it during training camp. See how slow things are out there.
You'll have some time.
You're not a college football fan, though. Didn't we determine you've only been to one Notre Dame game?
Yeah, I'm not a big college football fan. I like the pro game better. So
Yeah.
I've
It's
always
the one that
watched.
pays.
It's been
Yeah.
better.
Well,
to
I
get-
guess they both do.
Yeah,
now,
both
but-
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've always liked pro sports better than college sports in general. I just felt like the best athletes and the best performances are in the pro game.
The farther the kick, the better you are.
Yeah.
Explain that. It's illogical.
I don't know. I just lock in a little bit more for those, I guess. But I think the only thing that is any different are the extra points. Everything else is, I got one blocked in close and then one hit the upright after like kind of the mental letdown of having that streak end. I kind of, we had the game in hand. It was kind of wrapped up in Washington, and I let myself kind of feel the moment of the streak ending too long and hit the upright because I wasn't necessarily locked in. But I don't think I'd necessarily change anything when I go beyond like whatever long is in this statement. But for me, nothing in the form changes beyond like a certain point. And when I go out in pregame warmups, that's where I figure out what that point is. So don't really attempt field goals beyond that range unless it's like a game winner or end of half.
Well, I don't remember how the streak ended. I remember the streak. So you had the most consecutive field goals to start a career
Yeah.
in history.
It was Washington week 18, last game of the year, or was it? Yeah, last game of the year, and it was just the first field goal of the game from like 36, right hash, and it was blocked up a gap. You got through.
Should that even count as missing a field goal?
I'm positive I came in that Monday and was like, that should not count.
But it does for the stats.
Yeah, I mean it's a team. It's not a individual stat. I mean, it's a team stat. You have 11 guys going out there making the field goal because their job's harder than mine. They got to block 300 pounds. Some of them have to block 2 300-pound guys. So I mean, they're doing the real work. I'm just kind of getting the glory for it.
Natural grass, turf.
That's a tough question for me. As a fan who likes healthy football players and a teammate of a lot of football players, grass. As a kicker, turf.
Because it's consistent.
It's consistent and they don't beat it up in the games.
Back to
That Washington grass is awful, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, this is completely made up in my head, but I felt like as
They
soon as
ruined RG3.
as soon as they're out of the playoffs, they're like, why bother?
Yeah. Not even take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, back to like a year ago today, and you're in training, or you're not even in training camp, I guess, yet.
No.
When did you get signed? Like, did you do mini camps and all that?
July 3rd. I'd missed all of the off-season training activities and mini camps and all that. So
Okay, so you were barely a Cowboy at this point.
Yeah. No, I showed up. My first interaction with the team was getting on the plane and didn't realize there was a back entrance to the plane. So I'm in the last row of the plane, and I walked on the front and walked past everyone with all my bags, just like trying to get through the aisles, and made a nuisance of myself. But I got there and I made it to camp.
So you sit in the back?
Oh, yeah.
Kickers and punters?
All the rookies. Bangers, and so Brian, he's been in the league for 13 years, so he gets first class. It's all by seniority. So I sit in the back because I was the last one on the plane, last to be signed.
So do you have a consistent row of people you sit by?
Yeah, it's the same. We travel all the practice squad, so I sit back there last year with the training staff, equipment staff, and practice squad.
Okay.
That's humbling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this year you don't know yet, but
I might
you're up a little
move
bit.
up 2 rows.
Yeah, okay.
There needs to be an all-pro
Don't
section.
get greedy, but maybe 2. Yeah.
What are we doing on the plane?
Usually watching a movie or taking a nap. On the way home, try my hardest to take a nap, but gosh, sometimes you just can't do it.
Yeah, it's a little
Flip on another movie.
rowdy.
No,
That's gotta be fun.
It's not rowdy at all. Actually, most people try and sleep.
Oh,
but
really?
It's just so late. We play all these night
Yeah,
games.
that's true.
And my body aches. It's like it's hard to fall asleep on a plane.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a taller guy. 'Cause it's just a normal 737?
Triple.
777. She's the plane girl.
Yeah, she would know.
Yeah.
She did that in English, by the way. To be clear about that.
A year ago, though, when you do go to training camp, what's your relationship like with this guy that I know this guy wants the same job I have, but I got to spend all day with him?
Yeah, it was good. We had a nice working relationship. Brian said he was pretty irritated with us being so friendly with each other. Like, kind of, if he made his kicks, give him a little handshake, said good job, that sort of thing. We were friends, talked off the field. So I really wish the best for him, and I think he's a great guy. But at the end of the day, only one of us are going to be there, and we both knew that. So why make it painful on each other? Like, why try and be an asshole to him? And I know you can barely affect a kicker's, or maybe it depends on the kicker. You can get in their head maybe and make them miss one or two more kicks, but then I'm thinking about that too.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I just go out there and do my job.
And he was cool. He wasn't doing
he was
any.
great.
Like,
No mind games.
Better make this.
Anybody on the other team ever try to get in your head?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't really.
Doesn't bother you?
I don't hear him. There was the Lions game. I heard some lineman, I don't know if it's offense or defense, on the sideline just screaming. I don't remember what he said. Jen, Eagles. She says Eagles, but
Okay.
I don't know. You
sounds right.
can't hear anything
Okay.
out there like specifically.
I was telling you before. I guess we just veered off, but yeah. So we've done bits at camp before.
Mm-hmm.
That led to Des Bryant not catching punts. Somebody else did. But yeah, we were hoping maybe we could hook up, do some kind of a bit. I don't know what it would be. Maybe it's could we beat Jen's length in field goal kicking?
Please do that.
Do you feel like you could beat 19 yards?
I'm way more confident in being able to throw 70.
Okay. I mean, 19 yards doesn't sound like a lot.
It's not from the 1 yard line, so it's really not far, but it's still challenging.
Shortest possible NFL kick. It's really at that distance. Can you get the ball off the ground?
Okay. Well,
I'll
that's
put,
a question.
A cup on and let him kick me in the crotch or something.
Oh, you don't want that.
That would be a lot
Hey, I'm
more
for
palatable for me than actually attempting
Then
to make a
trying to
field
do
goal.
something
Athletic.
to look bad at.
Yeah. I'll try.
Are you guys going to be out there, Jen? You
I
and
won't be
Dad
there.
and Mom?
No, I won't be there because
Oh, wait.
baby.
Yeah,
She's kind of got a thing going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Hopefully Brandon makes it back for the birth. We'll see about that. But I think my parents are going to go out possibly for a day or two to Oxnard. So
Okay. And do you have to like inform Bones, like, hey, man, the due date? And
We talked about
might
it.
be leaving.
Yeah, we talked about it in length, actually, in last year's exit interview with both McCarthy and Bones, and they're on board with getting me back here after the Rams preseason game.
What's an exit interview like? Probably great for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice and easy this time. I've been through a few in the MLS and USL, not that one.
USL,
Yeah,
not
soccer
UFL.
league. The soccer leagues that weren't so great. They're like, well, you were okay, but these kids are way cheaper than you, and they do just as good as you, so we're gonna go with them. And those suck. They ask for your feedback on what they could do better, but after they just cut you, you're like, just leave me alone. But
Yeah. What's the point now? Yeah.
And with the Cowboys, to your point, it was good. It was just asking how the season went, how I adjusted. He with Coach McCarthy said you did really well.
Can you do it in McCarthy voice?
No, I'm terrible at accents and making other people's voices.
Okay. Just thought you might have one.
Yeah. Well, he just said you did well. We're happy with you. Obviously, keep doing what you're doing. We're not going to mess with anything. And he asked if there were any comments or feedback, and I didn't have anything for him. Just brought up pregnancy. I'm going to need some time during training camp. And he was really cool with it. He's really a family-oriented guy. He's been awesome. And
Yeah, time out the next one to be during the Super Bowl, and let's see how cool he is.
Didn't somebody have to leave the Super Bowl once, or like right after it for a childbirth?
Yeah. Somebody like left on the field
Really?
right after the game. I think it was like 2 years ago.
Okay.
The Rams, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
2 or 3 years ago. Did he let you ride on his back?
Did I ride on his back?
Yeah, I've always wanted to ride on Mike McCarthy's back.
He's a big guy.
Oh, no.
He just seems like a guy who would give a really great piggyback.
Yeah, maybe if I make a game winner, I'll run and jump on it and see if he likes it. Or
I think you should. I think you will like it. I think he'll love it.
We've always been amused by Jerry's love of how big McCarthy is. He's like, oh, he's a big old boy. Like in
He's
his,
like, his big
Yeah.
old
when they
self.
hired him in the press conference, all that kind of stuff. You never got that. You never got the opening press conference. We've signed Brandon Aubrey, and here he is to the media.
like it like that.
Yeah.
They can do the the one-day contract one day.
To retire a cow. Well, he might just retire a Cowboy anyway. Let's not have him with another team already.
The wife doesn't love that one.
Yeah, I mean, you're from here. I mean,
saying
that's
players
got to
move
be
around.
really weird too, just in your hometown to be
Absolutely.
kicking ass.
Yeah, no, it's crazy the way it worked out.
I saw what you did.
The number of little things I had to align to end up in Dallas is just incredible. And
Did you have other teams that reached out when you're the
yeah. We had the Commanders for one, and as a Cowboys fan, that was would have been a little tough.
non-starter?
Well, no, because they're paying you to play football, so
Okay.
you do that. Just Cowboys offered, so like I got to go to Dallas, obviously.
Yeah. Okay, so that was basically it.
Yeah,
If it was any other
pretty much
team
it.
and the Cowboys, you're like,
Oh,
okay.
there were some workout opportunities, but I have to go out and work out with like 4 or 5 other kickers and earn the job from that point to then compete with another kicker in camp. So like the Cowboys opportunity and the Commanders opportunity were the two most realistic pathways into making a starting job.
You have an agent?
I do.
Okay. Like that seems like a pretty
Is
easy
she
job
sitting
for
right
him.
there?
No.
Seems like an easy job though. It's not like he got you any more than the minimum.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a tough job to start with where I was at, but yeah, he's great.
Just to get you
Mhm.
in the door.
He could have written in an all-pro bonus. Something.
Yeah, for sure.
He does a lot of other stuff other than just the contract too. So
I mean, what are
he's a
the
busy man.
what is the likelihood I'm going to be an all-pro in year one?
What? I just asked for it.
Throw it in there.
Worst
Yeah,
they
I
can
mean,
do
how
is
about
say
an
no.
$80 million bonus if I am
Yeah.
the best kicker in the NFL? Now this off season too, you got the key
Oh, yeah.
to the city of Plano.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
That means I can open any door in the city of Plano.
Excellent. I always thought it meant like any vending machine. You ever hear about having a skeleton key?
Like a
Like-
janitor?
As a kid,
Yeah.
you always that was like the big thing. Like,
For sure.
I'd love to have a skeleton key. I could open anything. I'd get a Snickers or a Coke. Doesn't matter. I had very low aspirations as a kid.
Yeah, well, that's awesome.
That's
I'd
the only
love-
one you didn't get.
Yeah.
You got your workbench.
I got a workbench and I have a fireplace. Those are the things I want to grow.
There's his key,
Yeah,
Okay.
do that.
Giant skull.
Mr. Plano.
Yeah, they named a day after me in the city of Plano.
So you get
When is that?
free sandwiches that day.
Like May something?
Yeah.
It was May something.
May 22nd maybe.
That's
Now, is it every May 22nd or just that?
just the 2024th
oh,
or 2024.
Did you guys like the eclipse?
Loved actually. Should I answer that seriously?
Yeah.
yes.
Or, yeah, I did. I thought it was really.
You know,
cool.
this idiot left town.
It was
Oh,
lame. I
Where'd you
didn't
go?
go?
He doesn't
Colorado.
know it was lame. You weren't here. It was awesome.
I saw pictures and videos.
We were here.
It's not
We did
the
a
same.
live
It's
stream,
really
man.
cool.
It was
It's not
great.
the same.
Brandon, tell me what it was like when it was dark for 3 minutes.
It was
during the
incredible.
day.
He's underselling
awesome?
it.
Was
It
that
was
awesome?
dark and slightly cooler.
What a dick.
Oh, it's cool. It was like November and April.
It was cooler.
What if
wasn't
it would have
amazing?
what if it would have happened
Like the
during a
temperature
kick?
went down like 10. Oh, yeah.
It was cool.
What was
It
the
happened
question?
during a kick.
What if it? Yeah,
It happened during a kick. Ooh,
you would have had to.
good thing we're inside.
You would have had to use like VR to prepare or something.
You are inside, but does that sun ever get in your eyes? And Scary world?
We do a good job of picking the side that it won't.
Okay.
But sometimes, yeah, it's usually fairly like close into the end zone by the time the second half rolls around. So, no, I haven't had one where it really affected me.
Okay. And if you did, you're not allowed to say that because
I have not been instructed.
the
on
word
how to
is that,
answer that question.
Jerry won't put up curtains because it looks cool or something. I don't know. Right? Every year
Yeah.
there's always fans concerned about that.
I don't think this is going anywhere either.
Well, you use it as an advantage because we're used to it, right?
Yeah.
And
There you go. This guy
No,
knows what
I'm
he's
trying
doing.
to help you when the media starts grilling you after one of those games. The light ever does get in your eye.
the sun was in rise. Sorry. Next one.
You can't say that. Brian Anger could hit that scoreboard every time if he wanted, right?
Absolutely.
That
Yeah.
must be a weird scene.
Yeah. So a lot of the punters that are younger or haven't really been in a stadium like that come out in warm-ups and try and blast them straight up into the scoreboard. And I just think it's bad practice for them to get out of their habits of picking out their corners and really hitting like a nice average between hang time and distance. So like Banger doesn't try and do it, but he could do it whenever he wanted.
What's the farthest kick, like in practice? Not running, but with the regular steps that you've
For
ever
a field goal?
Yeah.
We call that a field goal.
Do I have wind at my back? What is the
Boy,
situation?
you're going to add all these caveats to my what seemed to be a simple question. Let's say indoors.
Indoors.
The air conditioning is behind you.
Air conditioning's behind me. Is it a game or is it just practice? Because I get a little juice in
No,
game. I
not
could go
in the game.
further.
No. When you're
In
practicing.
practice,
Yeah.
probably like 70 yards.
70 yards.
What did you try against New England?
New England?
Was it like right before half, right?
Yeah.
They didn't.
No?
They sent me out for 66,
Okay.
but somebody jumped off side or false started. Someone false started, moved us back 5 yards, and then we didn't try it from 71.
You'd have liked to.
I don't think so. I mean, at
No.
that time, I had the streak going. I hadn't missed yet.
Oh, that's
and,
right.
right.
It's like a baseball player that doesn't want to play when he's hitting 400 or 300 or something.
What's the longest you have kicked with like a running start, like a kickoff start?
I don't even measure that. It's out the back or it's not out the back. So I mean, I put a few through the uprights throughout the season. Usually, if we're AT&T, hit one or two a game through the uprights.
And how long is that? 75 yards?
75 yards
Yeah.
to the upright,
Yeah.
and then like probably like goes like 82, 83 yards if I had to guess.
Okay.
I don't want him to kick me in the balls anymore.
Yeah. Are you watching Hard Knocks?
Not yet. Saving it for training camp.
Okay, you're the off-season one with the Giants?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been just watching that.
I've seen a lot of clips about Saquon Barkley and whatnot.
That's really the main stuff.
Yeah.
Or at least I've only watched the first couple episodes. I think there's 3. And it is pretty fascinating.
Yeah, I just started watching that receiver show.
What do you think of that?
I think it's awesome. I love the insight into people's preparation. Like you get to see 5 of the best receivers in the league and what they do and how they maintain their game. So I love watching that stuff.
I've seen the clip of like, is it Devontae Adams complaining
Yeah.
about his quarterback?
Yeah, I feel bad for him.
Garoppolo?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, damn, he can't get me the ball. You ever hear any of that on the sideline? Not with the Cowboys, of course.
No. The other sideline all the time.
Yeah, everybody's very happy. All right, man. Well, it's great having you in studio.
Yeah.
We
Thanks for
appreciate
having
you
me.
coming. I know you were going to hang out for the first half of the show, and I think we're about there. But we'll run into you again, hopefully at training camp.
Yeah.
And I guess
kick
if
some
we
balls.
don't, it
We're
will be-
driving
You're driving?
in an RV.
Oh my gosh.
That sounds like a brutal time, but
Yeah, it certainly does.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
But it's what we got to do year one, you know? Sometimes you got to sit in the back with the practice squad players.
Yeah.
the Cowboys have a media plane. Maybe you guys can get on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're letting us be there,
well, yeah.
and that's
We're
pretty
happy
much
with
what we're
that.
going to accept.
And if we don't see you, then I guess it's good because we got Colton
Yeah,
on the way, right?
absolutely. Hopefully he stays put where he's supposed to until the 12th.
My wife would complain. Well, she only complained when one person did this, and it was my mom. But my mom, like, just felt it was okay to put her hand on her belly,
Yeah, that's not good.
and my wife did not like that at all. Is that something that you've had happen to you?
Not really. I mean, I've had it happen like once or twice, but for the most part, people are pretty good about asking first.
And then do they have the funny? So you weren't upset when I did it earlier when I first saw you. Does everybody have the funny quip that tell this is Brant, like they feel the kicking?
Oh yeah, they always say, he's a kicker, isn't he?
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, that's a
so
good
original.
one. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, man. Brandon.
Come on.
I was thinking of Banger.
I can get Brian on.
Brandon, Aubrey, thanks for joining us. Jen, thanks.
Of course.
The Blooms, thank you. And, yeah, we'll do this again sometime soon.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
All right.
The Dumb Zone.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
So we're back. Everybody have a good break?
Great break.
I didn't get to go potty.
You can go now if you want. Right there.
Hold on.
You close your eyes to pee too?
Oh, yeah, I close my eyes. Especially when you have to go this bad.
No puppet.
So many bits.
Little mini-o.
Every time?
That was cool, wasn't it?
Rachel
Yeah.
like that.
That guy's
For some
awesome,
reason.
man.
He's great.
He is awesome. At some point, he will almost certainly tire of us, but that day is not today.
Yeah. So what do we have for the second half of the program, guys?
We have the news.
I have a couple videos
Okay.
I'd like to play.
Wait, what?
If you want to get to news, we can.
No. I'm just asking for a rundown. I thought that'd be funny if I played that, Blake, but I guess not.
Russell Westbrook's going to the Nuggets.
Whoa.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I had heard that
nice.
I mean, it's a trade and buyout.
was
Like,
a possibility.
They're trading him to Utah, and he's like, no, not happening.
So Denver took that poison pill, huh?
I guess so.
Wait a second. Explain.
He's going to be traded
From the Clippers.
from the Clippers to the Jazz, expected to clear waivers and sign with Denver,
Okay.
which I kind of love
Yeah.
because I don't think he can help any team anymore.
Yeah, we were talking about him here, perhaps.
Yeah.
No, you were.
You were.
Right, and
For
you guys were poo-pooing it.
Yeah.
Pretty out
You
on
may
it,
say.
yeah.
Yeah, all right. What's the Kyrie deal? Did you guys see that?
Broke his hand?
Doing what?
Who knows?
Like,
He said training.
shouldn't that feel like a bigger story? Like he had surgery to repair a broken hand.
Yeah, what's his timetable?
I feel like that's the sort of thing you can get back from pretty quickly. But I mean, yeah, we had the Dak boot a week ago, and now we have the Kyrie hand.
Well, that's right. Dak was seen in Florida or something with a boot,
It was somewhere beachy.
somewhere beachy.
I don't know if it was Cancun or Cabo or Florida, but
Galveston,
it probably was not Galveston.
Bachman Lake.
It did kind of make me sad seeing all the Cowboys at Tyron Smith's wedding, realizing that he's not here anymore.
Yeah.
Are you guys interested in a little Hard Knocks? I thought about
Sure.
playing it while Brandon Aubrey was here, but then felt like we had other stuff. But that he was, so what he was talking about, let me just play the Saquon stuff, because it is kind of interesting. So this is Bro GM.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Shane?
Shine?
Shine?
Joe Schoen.
And man, he's
very bro.
He's very bro. He's very young. He's okay. So here he is calling Saquon Barkley's agent, and then it'll transition to him actually calling Saquon Barkley. And it's funny too. I told you this seems to be a show about how great he is, and it's just showing him being all badass, and he's walking up to the podium, and he's going to say some stuff, and like, so they show him getting ready to make this phone call, and he's sitting at his computer. He's sitting at his desk making this phone call, and you could see from behind him on his computer is like a football game playing.
Unnecessary.
Like, so he's just sitting, always watching a football game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what game it was. I don't know what the situation was, but somehow there's a game playing on his desktop.
That's why we'll put just background videos of like Cataldi.
Right. Just radio guys talking in the microphone.
Yeah.
Yo, Ed Barry, what's up, buddy?
Ugh.
What's shaking?
Oh, not much. I've been dealing with this for a long time, since last November. Here's what I'm worried. We offer him something, he gets a little pissed off because it's not what he wants, and then some other team comes in $1 million over us, and he's pissed at us, so he's disrespected, so he goes. So
that's an interesting just mindset that's what you're dealing with too with the pro athlete. It's not just kind of offer the most money. It's since you've been here, you have to make the offer good enough that he won't even look elsewhere.
Yeah, and the funny thing about that is typically the team that you played for, they know you best. So their offer is probably the most accurate one you're going to get. Like, they've seen you in practice every day. They know your medicals. They've seen what you can and can't do. Another team doesn't, so they typically have to outbid and overpay.
They've dealt with him last year where they did try the franchise tag, and it went as it goes these days. He was not very happy with that and said he was going to sit out and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to let him go to the market, and if you just want to keep your word and say, hey, he said he wants to be a Giant for life, the chance of being in the Ring of Honor, there's a lot of things out there that...
It's so funny, too, to hear...
that...
Like, he could take $1 million more a year.
Or be in the Giants Ring of Honor.
I mean...
that coveted spot.
Right, and then you could just pay your mortgage with the Giants Ring of Honor
go down and cash my Ring of Honor check.
Hey, he said he wants to be a Giant for life, the chance of being...
It's fun. Okay, let me even back up, play it again. Like, I just wanted to make sure you'll keep your word. He said he wants to be a Giant for life. I heard him say that in the...
I'm going to let him go to the market, and if you just want to keep your word and say, hey, he said he wants to be a Giant for life, the chance of being in the Ring of Honor, there's a lot of things out there that he's got to take into account. I think he can still play. It's just... you got to get the value right, and you look at the data. The data is like it is what it is.
That's why I'm asking. Like in your room at night when you're by yourself, are you like, I wouldn't mind if this kid bounced?
Yeah, I'm torn. I'm torn, Ed, because I still think he can play, and I think he can help us. But I didn't want to come in at a number because I really don't have a great idea where the market is. That's why I'm going to let the league tell him what it is. And hey, if you want to come back and be a Giant, let's try to find something that makes sense. Like, we're close. Then let's have a conversation because, again, I do think he was our best offensive player.
Yep. Okay. I appreciate it.
All right. I'll shoot you a text after I talk with him.
Okay.
All right.
Good. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks.
Okay, bruh. We'll circle back.
God, everything about that just...
It's fire you one off.
I don't want to use the word cringe, but everything about that felt cringe.
Yes, I feel like saying cringe feels cringe, but...
Yeah. Like, hey, when you go to bed in your room at night...
Right. Is that what
How do
you're
you
thinking?
feel?
Yeah.
And then also,
let's
as you kind of pointed out, like the hilarious thing of saying, are you going to keep your word? And then telling somebody what their word was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember when you said that?
Remember when you said that? Are we going to stick to that?
I mean, I guess if you want to be a liar, I wouldn't want to be a liar, but that's you. I mean, you live.
You want to piss away the Giants Ring of Honor? Go ahead.
Now I think we're calling Saquon.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, pause.
Yeah, can we guess what he says to him?
Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I don't think he calls him Saquon. I could be wrong, but I feel
S-Dog.
like... S-Dog. SQ, Quan.
What's up,
Quan.
Bart?
Quan Dog.
What's up, Bart?
Barks.
He doesn't say
Okay.
hello. He says sup.
Sup.
All right, this is interesting. How does he greet his best offensive player?
Hello.
Saquon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Letdown. It's a letdown. It's a letdown. I agree.
Saquon.
Yeah, what's up?
You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm chilling. Just chilling with the fam.
You in Jersey right now?
Okay, now I love
Now
all
we're-
this
yeah.
because now it's just all a bunch of small talk, and really, there's only one reason this guy would be calling Saquon Barkley.
You in Jersey right now?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Like, listen to the reaction of Saquon to the small talk.
He knows.
You in Jersey right now?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
How's the off season been? You doing anything?
What are you, us talking to Brandon Aubrey?
Reading any books lately, or
What shows? What's on the iPad right now?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
How's the off season been? You doing anything?
Yeah, I've been good. Traveled a little bit, but just trying to get back into the grind, off-season treatments.
Yeah. All right. So I just talked to Ed.
so that was the extent of the small talk.
Yeah. All right. So I just talked to Ed Barry, and I think just mulling over this, the right thing to do is let you test the market and see what your value is. I don't want to do the franchise thing or all that stuff again. I don't want to go through that. We've both been through that. You know, if you really want to be a Giant for life and you're interested in staying here and coming back,
passive aggressively reminding him what you said in the press.
Yep.
You know, if you really want to be a Giant for life and you're interested in staying here and coming back, just see what your market is and then have Ed come back to us and we'll see if we can come to an agreement.
All right, I appreciate that.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Can you give me your word on that, or you're not going to give us a chance?
So really,
what is the word that he's supposed to give you?
He said a lot. So he said a lot of stuff. Like Saquon didn't say anything. He just said, "Well, we'll do that, and you can come back." Then give me your word. Like Saquon right now is thinking, "F this guy."
100%.
I am 100% gone. Even if I get offered a little bit less, I'm gone.
Yeah.
We can come to an agreement.
And you know what? Maybe that's what the Giants want. But they also know the cameras are here, and like because
public perception
in the pre-meetings about this, yes, you know he's kind of their franchise guy. He's like if it was Zeke and Dak, but Dak wasn't here. Like,
yeah,
it's Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
no one likes Daniel Jones.
And they've already given him like $45 million. So if I'm Saquon, I'm looking at that being like, what?
Right. And you're dicking me around?
Yeah. And also, Saquon Barkley, health issues accounted for, has been so much better than Zeke. It's not even close.
Yeah, there's been no drop off.
We can come to an agreement.
All right, I appreciate that.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you give me your word on that, or you're not going to give us a chance?
What do you mean? Like circling back?
Yeah.
I mean, I already told you where I want to be, so.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do that. We'll go out and see what the market
like he
says.
hangs up and
I think
knows.
it's the right thing to do. I love you, man. I appreciate everything you did for the organization. You know, the 2 years I was here, and I'm not saying we're not going to get something done, but I think it's right if for some reason it doesn't work out, that you know that the organization thinks the world of you and everything you've done. But hopefully, you go out there, you see the market, and you say, you know what, I want to be here, and you give us a shout back.
All right, I appreciate you.
All right, Saquon, I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Later, bruv.
That guy's a clown.
Yeah.
That guy's a clown.
So this is right before, so free agency is episode 3. I'm not fully through it. I'm through, I guess, halfway. And free agency is starting. So they're signing this guy, this guy, this guy. They haven't lost Saquon yet, but they're talking to the owner, who it says John Mara. That's his name. But the audio reminds me of a current president of the United States.
Okay.
What's the latest?
Hey, man.
Never heard so much malarkey in my whole life.
It's real funny. Okay, let's go back to back. Hold on, wait.
What's the latest? You have the morals of an alley cat. What's the latest? You're the sucker. You're the loser. What's the latest? Never heard so much malarkey in my whole life.
So
What are you doing with Saquon, man?
yeah. The scene before this too,
Franchise tag.
Daniel Jones
was kind of funny too, because this guy is like 38, or when he got hired, maybe he's 40 now, the GM.
Yeah.
John Mara is like 80 and has been through this a million times. And then the young GM is like explaining to him the situation there, and he's like, I mean, this is the sit around and wait time. Bro, this is the time we got to just kind of wait. I mean, it's out of our hands now. We got offers out there. We've thrown this.
What's the latest? Just on the Saquon thing.
I just got a text that Chicago's driving the price up and Philly's out. I don't know if that's true or not. Which I don't know. I'll make a couple of calls. I don't even know if that's gonna happen, but
I have a tough time sleeping if Saquon goes to Philadelphia. I'll tell you that. As I've told you, just being honest. I've been around enough players and stuff, but he's the he's the most popular player we have by far.
Yeah.
Never heard so much malarkey in my whole life.
So I kept this in just for you guys.
It's like a cash sound?
Yeah, so the whole theme of episode 3 is that we're wheeling and dealing, and like it's the cards are being shown, and like you're holding your cards, and like it's kind of like the little ESPN 30-second in-game bit where they're telling you about somebody's past with animatronics or whatever it is, graphics. But they're doing it with real actors, like they're in an Old West saloon dealing, and it's
unnecessary.
It's unnecessary, but you know.
Well, I just think it's, as a football man like John Mara, who came up through the ranks by literally just being the son of Wellington Mara and becoming the general counsel of the Giants right out of law school.
Yes.
I trust his instincts on this.
Right. He's the guy that should know.
Yeah. At least Jerry put on a helmet.
It's very funny too. I have
But you can see where the owner says this player is really popular and makes us a lot of money through merch and whatnot, and the GM says, "Well, we can't have him." While Jerry is probably
that's also true.
A lot of people love Zeke.
That's the difference here for sure.
Yeah,
and,
but
yeah,
there is also something to the idea of the Philadelphia thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not like Zeke went to the Commanders before coming back. I mean,
well, and it's also, though, like you said, Saquon's got a lot left.
I think
he
so.
looks like he could damage you.
I think
when they let
probably
Zeke go, they weren't really worried about him.
No, I mean, unless they needed a center.
Because that was his last play as a Cowboy.
Not anymore.
Well, it still is.
I suppose if he doesn't make it through camp, yes. And I'm somewhat hoping for that, just because I want that to be the thing that they play whenever he goes to the Ring of Honor.
On what day of camp will we hear that Zeke is in the best shape of his life?
Oh my God, that is absolutely coming. Right now, he's working out.
Here's Zeke, his last year as a Cowboy. Here's Zeke now. He just looks so much better. He's quicker.
Yeah. New number.
Does he even play preseason?
Learn something from Belichick.
Yeah.
Oh, my. That's right. That'll be the big question at camp, right? What did you learn? What was it like playing for the greatest coach in history? All right. Anyway, I think it's kind of worthy, though, watching this show. You are watching a doucher run a team, but, it's still interesting. You want to do anything before mail?
Yeah, I've got a couple videos I would like to play you.
All right.
The first one reminded me of a couple weeks ago. There was a celebrity golf tournament, and the reporter thought they had Vince Young.
Yeah.
It was not Vince Young.
No.
Well, our friends down in Austin, they run a network called Texas Sports Unfiltered. And yesterday,
Brad Kellner,
SEC Media Days. The players.
So yesterday on Keenan and Eric's show, they're at SEC Media Days. They got hit with the same thing, and it was pretty electric. So I wanted to share this with you.
Okay. Sitting down for interview.
He's going to go and get her set up, and I will, as I'll intro
going
the
to
show,
try to kill some time.
Going to be very Texas heavy. Going to talk everything Texas with SEC Media Days. The players are available. I'm sure you heard Jeff and company talk about the fact that Jahdae Barron is just being interviewed on the SEC network. The Texas triumphant of Jahdae Barron, Kelvin Banks, and Quinn Ewers here, along with head coach Steve Sarkisian. But we have a special guest, someone I know is near and dear to Keenan's heart. She is Michelle Montaigne of WFAA and also a Texas X, if I have that correct.
Caroline Fenton of Yahoo Sports.
God, Keenan, why?
Well, you're our guest today.
Yes, and I'm happy to be here.
How are you
Not
doing?
a Texas Tex. I graduated from LSU, and but excited to have Texas in the league. Nonetheless, yes, absolutely.
It gets better.
So what did you get out of LSU?
I graduated from LSU in 2019.
Okay, cool. So you got to witness the season.
I did not.
Oh,
So
you
I
did.
graduated May of 2019, but my senior year was Joe Burrow's first year.
Oh my God.
And that's when I think at LSU we kind of started to see a transition, and we saw something kind of
so they try to dig out.
They didn't get anything.
I just want to say this, okay? I am so happy that this was not two white people confusing a black guy again. Like, the fact that this just happened to a white woman is the best news I will get today, bar none. Bar none.
So I don't know if you want to see it again, but it's the middle guy. It's Keenan's friend. Hey, we have on Michelle Montaigne, who Keenan went to school with. They're best friends, and Keenan's sitting there like fist bumping, like, yeah, she's my great friend. And it's not her.
And he's trying to set up her ears,
yeah, and
like
it's
a headset.
Mic check thing. And, hey, can you hear us?
I like how the guy that intros it all just kind of laid out on all of it, too.
Yeah, he was very upset.
The players are available. I'm sure
I mean, we're having her on because she went to Texas.
Yeah,
Jade
y'all are
Barrett
friends.
just being interviewed on the SEC
Yes,
network. The Texas triumphant of Jade Barron, Kelvin Banks, and Quinn Ewers here, along with head coach Steve Sarkisian. But we have a special guest, someone I know is near and dear to Keenan's heart. She is Michelle Montaigne of WFAA and also a Texas X, if I have that correct.
Caroline Fenton of Yahoo Sports.
Keenan, what? A Texas X, if I have that correct.
Caroline Fenton of Yahoo Sports.
Have that correct?
Oh, no.
Caroline Fenton of Yahoo Sports.
That is phenomenal.
God, Keenan.
Keenan, what are you doing? He's your friend.
Yes, and I'm happy to be here.
Jeez. Oh, but then you were there for LSU National Championship.
So you were there for the season.
Actually,
No.
I graduated.
No.
There, then.
No. No.
Yeah, if somebody says they graduated in 2019, you don't think to that fall that they were there for that. But I guess right there, they're dodging bullets.
Oh my gosh.
left
I
and
was
right.
going to say,
Like,
that's pretty far down the list of errors that we're dealing with at that point.
like he's trying to dig out.
God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that was a white person.
And then the second thing, I think we need to see Shane as Trump.
I've watched it so many times. I watched the entire 2 hours last night.
What is it?
It's Kill Tony, which is, he was a part of the Brady roast.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, and I'm not. Sometimes their podcast is a little bit much for me. It goes a little bit,
A lot going on.
a little bit further than I'm probably comfortable with. But they had a fake Biden, and kind of like what the bit that they do is they will have people come up and do like 90 seconds or 2 minutes of stand up, and then the panel will just basically roast the person. And like, for example, last night they had a guy who had been divorced 3 times by the age of 25. And so they just started asking him questions about that. They just started making jokes about that. But what they did last night, or, the last show, was they had a fake Biden. And to me, it seemed like the fake Biden didn't know that Shane was going to be there as the fake Trump. And like when we see Shane do fake Trump in his stand-up, he's not in costume.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it on Trump speed dating. But that's really the only time I've ever seen him actually dress up as Trump. But this was, as I saw somebody put on Twitter, this to me is the peak of mastering your craft. It's so much better. Can you believe the dog shit impersonation that SNL ran out with Rust shooter, Alec Baldwin?
Yeah, it wasn't great.
It was so bad. It wasn't just cartoonish. It wasn't even like close to accurate.
They ended up hiring
James Austin Johnson,
the guy from online. Yeah.
Yeah. So Shane just
From
kind of like walks
Scooby-Doo.
out. He doesn't do.
Wait a second. Oh my God.
Shane's kind of fat, so he looks very similar.
Doing the dance. Love the dance. Love the dance.
He's got all his mannerisms down.
Yeah. The Biden guy looks funny too. Just sitting there with his mouth open, catching flies.
Low clap. Love the low clap.
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen,
The one
real
suit that he
president of
wears.
the United States is here.
Not breaking character yet.
Oh my God! Wait, what are you guys?
Cracking up a little bit there as he looks at fake
Shaking
Biden.
hands with Biden.
This is an unbelievable moment.
You got to purse the lips to try to.
You
Biden,
do
his
not
mouth
look
hanging
at
open.
Joe Biden. Sit down, sit down.
The hair is so perfect.
Uh-huh.
Tony, what an unbelievable experience it is. What a great show this could be. Instead, we've got an absolute idiot here running the show.
This is a moment we will never forget. This is incredible. What a shocking surprise. No
The
one
Biden
more
guy has to
shocked
put glasses on because he knows he
President
doesn't
Joe
look
Biden
anything
is
like
saying
Biden's.
Yeah.
We had H2O. We had the best numbers ever.
For water, yeah, we had H2O. But yeah, they went on for 2 hours.
That's awesome.
What's the latest? Just on the...
You have the morals of an alley cat. I don't think he knows what he said either.
Mail?
Never heard so much malarkey in my whole life.
Oh yeah, wait a minute, Uncle Hotmail. Hey, Uncle Hotmail. Uncle Hotmail, look at me. Is there an email in your box for me?
Yeah, I looked at our daily run sheet that we share now, and all that's on there today is Brandon, Aubrey, and mail. I don't know if we're sticking with it, but it's our Friday.
It is.
That's why. And because it's our Friday, guys, I have a bunch of birthdays. People getting them in before the weekend. Today, July 17th. Oh, this came in yesterday. I missed it. Good DF Jeff Martin's birthday. Not sure how old he is, not sure his leaders, and I'm not sure his DF number because I'm not gay.
Oh.
We enjoyed talking about all the tea when the Cumulus stuff went down, so thanks to help make us feel like schoolgirls again. DF number 1604, like the spare highway, Max. So Jeff Martin, it's his birthday. Uncle Hotmail, birthday shout out to Barrett, who finally becomes a man on Saturday the 20th. His leaders are Jake and Soroy.
Okay.
We're both longtime XP1s, day one Glens, and now recent converts to whatever the hell this thing is.
Good question.
That is from Sean, who says, P.S. More Soroy. And then I have Dear Dan and Jake. Please give a shout out to my good friend and fellow dumb cumster.
Jeez. It's hard to shock me.
I kind of like it. It's the play on cum dumpster.
Yeah, no, that's super.
I got it.
Oh, you guys got it?
Oh, yeah, for sure, baby. Yeah.
Okay. Raymond will have a dumb cumster shirt.
Oh, I don't know if we need
in a half hour. Oh, I don't know if we need that. I don't know, guys. I'm shocked by this one.
It was just
bad words?
It was jarring, is all I'm saying, as it were.
A little Trump in there.
Make bushes great again.
Anyway, the guy, dumpster guy, is Jason Heisler. His heroes are Dan, Jordan Shipley, and Letarian.
Jordan Shipley. Wow. You know, he was roommates with Colt McCoy.
No way.
Yeah.
Only child?
No, he actually had a brother who was also, I believe, good friends with Colt's brother, Jackson and Case.
Mm-hmm.
That's from Jared Reimer.
They would go fishing together.
Or Reimer, the Fort Collins DF DC. P.S. More Danny. The one guy wants more Soroy. This guy wants more Danny.
What do we do?
The fuck is that guy's name?
Uncle Hotmail, I am turning Pat Tillman on the Cardinals times Anthony Hardaway or Pat Tillman on the Sun Devils minus Brett Maher. My leaders are the buying a single banana from the grocery store.
47.
Then heading home with the potassium boost to moose my wife while wearing a bomber jacket. This is from Nick Saya. He says, I vaguely remember y'all talking about the story of Anthony Kim cashing out on an insurance policy, and one of the implications was that he was not allowed to golf for a certain amount of time, even recreationally. Anyway, I am wondering if you two have looked up a recent picture of Anthony Kim, since he is now back and on the LIV Tour. he looks a bit worse for wear. I would appreciate you dusting off one of your 20 or so investigative reporting hats and giving us a follow-up. And then Nick says, more 690 guests bullying. Oh, more 690 guests bullying the Reddit LGBTQ plus community. Is that a picture of Anthony Kim?
The gallery is reacting negatively to this current picture of
My goodness.
pro golfer Anthony Kim.
Would you trade you now look like that for the rest of your life, and worse, because you ain't getting better, for the $20 million insurance policy that he had or whatever?
Probably so, yeah. And I believe Liv might have bought out the policy, so he's still making more than that.
But I'm just saying, you have to look exactly like Anthony Kim.
And worse.
Right. And somehow you have to explain to your kids.
Dad, why aren't we Asian? I'm like, don't worry about it. I paid for your college. Yeah, look, he looks like a badass right there.
Yeah. Anna Kay writes.
He does look like Salt Bay.
You know Anna Kay?
I do.
She says it's our best friend Steven's 39th birthday. Our must mean her and Pedro. She says, my leaders are whoever can get the traffic on Dove Road to stop being a bitch at 5 p.m. every day. And Dan's censored version of She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain. So, I don't know if you guys even know what this is.
Oh, I know.
Many years ago, I was concerned about the future, the health of our children and their morality and these dirty songs that I heard. I heard a dirty song on one of our kids' CDs. Maybe it was Lori Berkner. I don't know if you guys are into Lori Berkner, but that was a big deal when
I'm aware though.
Little. And apparently, I had offered a censored version of one of these dirtiest songs I've ever heard. I went back and found that, and I thought the editing was poor. My editing was poor back then, so I redid it. And we can.
She'll be around the mountain when she.
So now you can play. This is like Kids Bop.
She'll be around the mountain. She'll be around the mountain. She'll be around the mountain when she.
Now,
She'll be riding 6 white horses
your
when
parents won't be offended when you're in the car and playing kids songs.
6 white horses when she.
6 white horses, huh?
Riding 6 white horses. She'll be riding.
You might not have realized there's like 6 different verses to this song.
Whoa, back, toot, toot. And we'll all have cake and ice cream when she. Yum,
Hey, a
yum.
celebration.
Yes, we'll all have cake
A pat
and
on the
ice
back.
cream when she. Yum,
Really,
yum.
it is different when you think about it in that context.
That's what I do every time.
Because the around the mountain thing doesn't make sense. But having some cake and ice cream, you do get excited if it finally happens.
Wearing wool pajamas when she.
Okay,
accurate.
yeah, you know, I mean, maybe a promo code for a pajama company or something.
This is very accurate, though, if you've ever seen the sexy time we have at home.
That sounds really dirty. When she itch, scratch, yum, yum.
Lick, lick.
I did not know that there was a lick line.
And we'll all go out to greet her when she.
I
Can
will
you
do,
imagine
I
that?
will
The
do
whole
that. Yeah.
family?
Hey, hey.
Go out to greet her when she. Hi there.
Like they're so amazed that you finally got to that
Here's some
point.
cake.
We'll go out to greet her. Yes, we'll
Here's cake.
all
There's
go
like a
out
big
to
sign,
greet her.
mission
Yeah.
accomplished.
Hi there. Itch, scratch, yum, yum. Whoa, back.
Okay.
Can I tell you I was on top?
Oh, my.
Hey, Dan, I heard y'all be taking my birthday off, so Friday is my Kevin Mensch birthday.
28?
I yelled at him from the outfield one summer.
Why?
Because he sucked.
Oh,
Come on. Shrek was just fine.
And he had a huge head.
Probably doing something funny like putting a bubble gum on someone's head.
It was mostly just that it was easy. You know, you're in the outfield. It's 200 degrees outside, and you could get like front row seats.
Are you
in the
drunk?
outfield. No, I was like 12. Like our friends would go there and just yell at him. The Rangers were terrible.
See,
you know?
I was a supportive young fan. I always felt good things were going to happen for Joe Carter. And then they did. I willed it to happen.
It's true. I failed Kevin Minch.
Let's see. I would guess that I'm the only DF in Memphis.
There's no way.
I'm a day oneer, number 451. That's insane, considering 4 times 5 equals 20, minus 1 equals 19, which is the day I was born. Oh, my God. From Will. By the way, because I have access to the show account as well, so I'll see that in my Google.
Yeah, who's laughing now?
A lot of people are trying to buy their way into being day ones.
Yeah.
Blake's a businessman.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mocked it.
And you mocked
mocked
it.
Because you mock it. Yeah.
Dear leaders, Friday is my birthday, so take the day off. Pro tip, don't eat the chocolate croissants sold on the Seine Riverside. From Glenn.
Okay.
Uncle Hotmail, Josh in Salina.
Bobcats.
Day
That's
2.
a layup.
I know.
You don't get credit for that one.
That's why I said it softly.
Day 2, number 1286 here. My birthday is July 19th. I'll be on a cruise. I won't hear this till I get back, but I plan on celebrating not with a moose, but by doing the Cajun hot stick. Hell yeah. From Josh.
Sookie's from Louisiana. Do you have any idea here?
I don't know about that one. Cajun hot stick? Mm-mm.
Dan?
I don't know any of these weird things that you guys know.
He doesn't explain in there?
He does not.
The gator wrestle. Where you get that gator grip and you wrestle her down.
The twist and turn.
The Cleveland Steamer, I've heard of that. That's what we used to do growing up. Dear Bracket Dan, I have a birthday formula this year that even Jake can't hate on.
Yeah, you guys just look it up if you want.
Yeah,
I'm not going to. The funniest part about this to me is that on Urban Dictionary, so it'll give you this like incredibly graphic definition, and then the use it in a sentence is just, my girl loves the sensation when I give her the Cajun hot stick. Like the use in a sentence provides you absolutely no context or help with the definition, like at all.
Let's see. I have a birthday formula this year that even Jake can't hate on. It is my Luka minus Pat Mahomes birthday. Blake is my leader. Let's face it, if not for Blake, this whole thing would have collapsed like a house of cards by now.
It's very true.
Agreed.
Blake is the Travis Barker of the trio. You and Jake are genius, but it's Blake that holds everything together. From Jeff in River Oaks.
That's
Well,
true.
that's a good note.
You know what I took out of this?
That we're genius.
You and Jake are genius. Thank you, Jeff in River Oaks. That is so true.
But there's no
Caitlin
way.
Clark looks like she keep it hairy.
There's no way that they're going on to play arena tours with Scott Rayner as the drummer. They wrote the songs, but they needed Travis Barker to elevate things.
And final birthday is my friend Matthew Jowell's birthday.
Some people will like that.
My leaders are the tepid throat clear that Dan issues after Jake says, "There's your news," to make it seem like there isn't a long delay before he hits the sounder. And Jake trying to appear that he obviously knew a fact that a 690 sit-in just said, even though he clearly didn't.
That's so specific.
Yeah.
The only one that I had was someone did tell us that during COVID, Boober happened.
There was something actually called that?
Yeah, and they got sued by Uber. But it happened in Portland because the strippers couldn't work. So the strip club, some strip clubs, I've actually never eaten at a strip club, but I know Lou Williams has.
Mm-hmm.
Lemon Pepper Lou.
Lemon Pepper Lou. And there was stories that like the Magic City wings were the best wings in the city. So this strip club had good food, and they started having their women who worked there deliver it topless. And they called it Boober. Yeah,
They have an Instagram.
Yeah, there's their Instagram.
The little motto is "Let's bounce."
Yeah. Yeah.
But we still have.
They got an LLC.
Yeah, I don't know where the legal case stands, but they apparently did get sued by, or a cease and desist from Uber.
So we have something in common with Boober.
I wonder how their business Wednesday is.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But Hordash is still out there for the taking.
Hordash appears to be still available for us. Yeah.
My one non-birthday email had to do with a trash truck follow-up.
Okay.
Guy who actually works for Waste Management wanted to give us a lot of fun facts that indeed they do have great benefits.
Mm-hmm.
They're part of a union.
I am Hoarder.
He said recycling actually does get recycled. The trucks are insane. Tells us that the drivers, being a driver, you have to get up and start your route at 4 a.m.
Oh.
To beat the traffic getting around. And then he says, if y'all ever have a hankering to do a trash roundtable, I'd be pumped to contribute. So now we can only do a roundtable if there's more than one person. Thus far, we have one who is pumped to contribute. So if we have any other people. And then he also says, thanks to Jake, your willingness to open up about your mental health journey helped inspire me to seek help for my own mental health struggles. From Al in Houston.
Yeah, we'll tell that to Charles Haley.
And then I
see how that goes.
Then I mocked Al.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, the more I thought about it after yesterday again, it does seem like a really cool job. People come outside and they wave at you and they give you a thumbs up and they wave, the people in the truck wave back at the kids.
They're happy with you because you're taking away what they don't want. So it's a good relationship. Like you're not, they don't do that. Like tow truck drivers don't get waved at and loved and.
Yeah, for sure.
No. They're hated.
Didn't we talk about before, like the last couple of years I've tipped the trash guy at Christmas or trash truck people.
That's not uncommon.
Is it not uncommon?
Yeah, we'll do that.
I can't remember if I learned it from you or something, but I went out there and they seemed pretty surprised by it. It wasn't much. It was like, here's, $40 each or something. But it was also like, it was during the time where
40 each. That seems a little high. Yeah.
I think I was still employed.
What I did was just said, there's still some pizza in that box. In the middle of the trash can there. All right.
Go trash.
Here's Jake with the Dumb Zone News.
The president has tested, the real one, has tested positive for COVID and canceled an appearance in Las Vegas.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the latest? Just on the.
Well, the latest is you have COVID, sir. Got it yesterday while traveling.
Never heard so much malarkey in my whole life.
Flew home to his home in Delaware. And the reason I wanted to do this story was because I thought it was so funny the way that it's written. I think this is like an AP Wire story. It's the doctor's physician, Kevin O'Connor, not from The Ringer, said in a note that Biden, 81, quote, presented this afternoon with upper respiratory symptoms and general malaise. And I'm like, so before that, you thought he was just like
he was so peppy
a Mensa, like he was on top of everything. How bad does it have to be for them to be like, boy, Biden seems fucked up?
Yeah, is he in a funk here?
Yeah. And even like the cough and the runny nose, which he had during the debate, they're like, yeah, he seems a little off. It would be
so COVID's still out there, huh?
Dude, not only is it still out there, kids are getting it in droves right now.
Really?
Yeah.
That just means you're going to get it and you're going to give it to me.
Third time's a charm.
We've been through this so many times.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Your last
go
vax?
get another vax.
I do. I definitely do. I've had 3, but I'm way past due. At least by 3 or 4 months.
I always don't want to because like there could be a day where you feel bad.
The first two
But-
times, I definitely had a day where I felt bad. The third time, it was like nothing.
Same here. But I remember getting COVID was really, really bad. So
Yeah, it sucked. What? You looking at numbers?
no, I'm just saying, damn.
Oh, I thought that
can't
was
believe it. I thought we were kind of done with that.
There's also a note in this story where it says Biden, quote, gingerly boarded Air Force One and told reporters traveling with him, I feel good, which again presents the question, did they think that previously he was like charging up like he was running stairs at a stadium?
2 at a time. He's doing the Rocky run up.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the
Like,
sucker.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain he was gingerly boarding Air Force One because he's 100 and he's dying. So,
Yes, so now he has malaise, or general malaise, and
he walks gingerly.
he's walking a little slow.
Has he had COVID the whole time?
See, that would have been a good explanation the day after. They should have just come up with that. The day after the debate, like, oh, we didn't know he had COVID. Like he felt a little down, but now this morning it's tested positive, and then that would be a good cover for, oh, that's why. Because now it was just like, well, he was tired.
He had a cold.
Yeah, like a cold shouldn't do that.
No.
We just need to have this debate at 1:30 in the afternoon. That's all.
Before the Luann Platter special hits.
Well, that's when he
for
started
dinner.
changing his schedule.
Yeah.
Gum down.
All of these things are too late at night.
So we have a bank robbery situation here in DFW, and this is the image that I was going to put up on the screen, Video Man.
This is Hordash.
Back out of Hordash. So this is a man who the first robbery occurred on July 3rd in Garland. There have been a couple since then. One on July 12th. That was at Forest Lane in Dallas. And he wears like a really dapper outfit. Now, I think unlike Biden, he's probably not going to get COVID because he has an N95 on. But he's also dressed like or like the guy from Roger Rabbit. Dick Tracy type look.
Smart guy, though. Look at that. So he's got the mask, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Gloves, rubber gloves.
What a great bit the COVID has brought to normalize that mask a little bit. Because if you see someone wearing a mask, you're not that alarmed anymore.
Right.
You might just punch him and call him a dirty lib, but
get that face diaper off.
Yeah, but it isn't like if this was 10 years ago, you'd be like, there's clearly something up with this guy. And yeah, he's got the surgical gloves on.
Yeah.
Very smart, right? So you're not leaving fingerprints?
Yeah, and he's got like a fedora style hat on. It's a little more wide brimmed than a fedora, but
and that's probably that'll block your the cameras from seeing your eyes. Pretty good.
The FBI authorities have termed him Derby Desperado.
Okay.
Which it's sort of like what we were talking about the other day with Operation Varsity Blues. And why do law enforcement agencies like have to come up with something like that?
Well, it feels like
why do they have to sit in a room and workshop like an alliteration name for every robber or every criminal and say, I love Derby Desperado. Do you guys love that one?
See, I was thinking that would be a place for like you or me. I would be able to work on that if I worked for the FBI. What else are they going to have me do? Except for, hey, could you come up with like creative names for our operate? Oh, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, no, I think if we got drafted in this scenario, that would be what we could do.
Yeah. Otherwise, why am I there?
All right, what are you calling this guy?
The bits department.
I mean, Derby Desperado is a great one.
But why does he need a name? Why don't they just try to catch him rather than being like, It doesn't really make any sense. Are you guys aware that Elon Musk is moving SpaceX and the Twitter headquarters from California to Texas?
No. I thought I heard the space thing.
Yeah, and Twitter.
I didn't know that.
X.
Formerly known as Twitter.
Is it because of libs?
He did actually cite a Gavin Newsom law, governor of California, which is really weird. I think I have this info right. Blake, you can fact check me in real time if you want. Gavin Newsom, who is like Democratic hot boy, governor of California, used to be either dating or married to Donald Trump Jr.'s girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay. Kimberly Guilfoyle. Yeah. That's a weird one, right?
So who was?
So the governor of California,
Yeah.
who's like this young hotshot,
He was
lib,
married to. Oh.
the woman who is now currently Donald Trump Jr.'s, wife or girlfriend or partner or whatever.
Look,
He
they're
probably
all-
doesn't say partner.
What's Howard Zinn tell us?
The people in power.
All those elites, they're all together. They don't hate each other. They do publicly.
It is kind of weird, though, in the last couple of years how Texas has just become like hot shit for, hey, we're going to move all of the tech companies here. Because, something that you and I learned about whenever we were going through our situation was initially the reason that Silicon Valley was able to take business and companies away from MIT was because they didn't have non-competes. And Massachusetts did. So there was like a brain drain to the West Coast because innovation was able to flourish, I suppose, without non-competes. And now people are like, well, Texas seems pretty pro-business. And we're getting spaceship companies now. Anyways, you apparently don't have just a ton on that. I just thought I would present it to you. A Corsicana woman.
Well, I'm going sombrero swindler.
Okay. Okay, that makes me really happy. The fact that you were in the lab during that time makes me
Bowler
really.
bandit. Bowler, they'll call one of those.
I'm not upset with you at all.
Okay.
That's very good.
Thanks, man.
Very good. A woman in Corsicana was killed trying to walk between train cars.
The lid larceny. I'm sorry.
No. I want you to keep going.
So while the train is moving.
Yes. Well, so the train cars are stationary at first, and as soon as she walks behind one of them starts backing up. And apparently they get going pretty quickly.
Mm.
Do you get nervous?
They don't beep
every single time, like a loading truck.
Yeah.
Do you get nervous still every single time you run across a train track?
No.
Man, I do.
In your car?
I can't.
No.
Yeah, I can't say.
Well,
when the last time you ran across a train track.
Like jogging?
Yeah.
No, because I can move.
Like it's going at the speed of light?
But I just feel like there's a.
You might trip and I can't get up.
And I just always feel like there's a chance I didn't really see what was there. There's one right near downtown Grapevine, the area that I sometimes run. And that thing shows up quick because it's a super small train. And sometimes I'm just, well, every time I'm worried, unlike him, that I can't move.
Take your AirPods out. I mean, you can hear it. We have other senses.
We do have other senses.
Smell, taste.
That's a good point.
Yeah, lick the ground. Be like, no, okay, no train.
Do you ever put your hand on a train track just to see if you could feel the vibrations that the train is coming?
No, I've never been that bored.
Oh. The Panama Pirate.
The Cashmere Klepto.
Ooh.
You guys would be good at this.
Yeah.
I'm using thesaurus.com. He's going off the top of his head.
Oh, that's cheating.
Of course.
Why did you say that like it's a dinosaur?
What did I say?
Thesaurus.
That's not how you say it? Thesaurus Rex.
There's your news. Biden's got COVID.
Who would have thought?
Dumb Zone News.
You did really well there, though. I appreciate your.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
This has been a great Friday show on Thursday. Kind of. Let's see. It is Thursday, July 18th. But if you're listening on Friday, yeah, let me read all the info for all the days you might be listening to this. All the birthdays in the next 3 months. Anyway, today is the 200th day of the year.
Wow.
How about that, guys?
All right.
Oh, wow.
We made it.
You said we'd never make it to 200. On this day in 1925, Adolf Hitler published the first volume of his autobiography, Mein Kampf, which apparently means my struggle.
And how much of it do you have memorized, Dan?
Well, you got one fan over there. Let's see. On this day in 1969, Senator Edward Kennedy left a party on Chappaquiddick Island.
Yep.
With someone named Mary Jo Kopechne. She was 28. I don't know how old he was in 1969, but probably much
not
older.
28. Yeah.
His car goes off a bridge into the water. He escapes. Kopechne drowned. And this apparently was such a big scandal that
he was never in the government again.
He was never elected president.
Okay, yeah.
But yes,
what you're saying is true. What I'm saying is bit.
Still elected to Congress, senator, whatever.
Oh yeah, for
the rest of his life
until his death.
Yeah.
And when I was like a lame centrist lib, like in my late teens or early 20s, it was like, you know, salt of the earth Ted Kennedy, he'll go have a drink with someone across the aisle at night. He's just that stand-up of a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, then later you learn, you're like, he left a woman to die in a car. Like, that's basically what that Succession scene is.
I was going to say, is the Kendall Roy thing based on that?
100%.
That's great. Art imitates life. On this day in 1991, Mike Tyson meets Desiree Washington, a Miss Black America contestant, at a pageant rehearsal. Then they go to the boxer's hotel room.
The gallery is telling us that photo was Robin Givens.
Yeah, that's Robin Givens' video, man.
There's a 0% chance that without them here today, we would have corrected that error.
I didn't see him put up the picture, but I would have said there's absolutely no way there's a picture of Tyson and Desiree Washington together.
I Googled that shit.
That was really good.
It's all the good faith we got from playing the Austin video where we confused a white woman. All of that's gone now.
Yep.
Just gone.
It's pretty much erased.
Had a good 30 minutes.
Yep.
On this day in 1994, a 62-year-old woman from Italy gave birth.
Whoa.
1994. Her egg was artificially inseminated by sperm from her 63-year-old husband.
What a weirdo. Who would do that?
Wonder if we can take a look at this. The baby. No.
What was the name?
Her name was Rosanna Della Corte.
Let's see.
Her husband was Mauro. And on this day in 2008, Billy Joel played the last concert to be hosted at Shea Stadium. And who pops up on stage with him? Paul McCartney, who perhaps played the first concert ever at Shea Stadium. I doubt they had a concert there before the Beatles.
I can't find a current picture. Sorry.
That's too bad.
Never really got Billy Joel.
My daughter loves Billy Joel. I only like 80s Billy Joel.
That's a good point.
Today's birthday is Miro Heiskanen is 25.
Good dude.
He was born just after the Stars Parade in 1999.
That's a great note.
Thanks. Jamie Benn is 35. He recently had a Renaissance. Remember that bit?
I do. And he needed it after like one of the most embarrassing local sports moments of all time.
What was that?
Shoving Mark Stone's head into the ice.
Yeah.
To apologize.
In a playoff game. Ending their season effectively. See, he doesn't even remember it. That's
Those
how much
things don't
people
happen.
forgot about it.
People don't forget.
His name was Mark Stone.
Here's something weird, baseball Blake. Torrey Hunter is 49. Joe Torre is 84.
Wow.
Here's the other note.
Okay.
Wow, it gets better.
Yeah.
They are both 1 and 2 in today's edition of War Games, where I look at everybody, the birthdays on a certain day, and then I always will look for, well, who's got the most war on this day? And it will always, this is my fun game that I play with myself every morning, where I can determine, oh, look, so-and-so, his war is only 22. Well, that's a pretty low day for today's birthdays. However, my question to you is, who is the leader? Torii Hunter with his 19-year career, or Joe Torre with his 18-year career? What say you?
Like the phone with friends.
Yeah, Lifeline.
Did you know that Joe Torre was a player?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I have a lifeline.
Go ahead.
Let me just go with Torii Hunter.
You didn't even use your lifeline.
Use a lifeline.
Why did you ask if you had a lifeline?
You had permission
I looked
to use it.
at
And then...
my help, and they kind of gave me shrugs, so I thought I'd just take it.
They gave you the Torii Hunter? Not a seam head. Well, the answer is not Torii Hunter.
Oh, no, man.
Darn.
He has 50.7 war. Joe Torre, 57.6.
That's both still pretty impressive.
I would think Blake would know that.
No.
Thanasis Atentacumnampo is 32.
So close.
Mm-hmm.
He's the chappie of his office.
Kind of tracks, yeah.
Paul Verhoeven is 86.
Bitches leave.
Starship Troopers. Total Recall.
RoboCop.
Richard Branson is 74. He is a, says here, business mogul, and he invented Branson, Missouri.
That would be such a departure for him.
John Herman is 62. From Widespread Panic.
Can't help you there.
Wendy Williams is 60.
How you doing?
The question today is Wendy Williams hot? I'm going,
Did
yeah.
someone just say she's shaped like the letter P?
Well, she's built like a linebacker.
I say yes. The hottest linebacker out there.
Like, minus the globes up front. No.
I think he's probably right.
Globes go a long way, bruv.
But she does have like an oddly flat ass.
Yes. It's like a double back.
Again, she's the letter P.
And like, also remember, take all that makeup, all the eyelashes and all that hair and stuff, because you got to realize she's Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's hours upon makeup.
Yeah.
She don't look like that every day.
Boy, such a harsh critic of Wendy Williams we have here. Kristen Bell is 44. Married to Dax Shepard from The Good Place.
I think she's is she Elsa, Rachel? Okay. Huh? She's Anna. Okay, that's what I was trying to remember, is if she was Elsa or Anna. So, big player in my home, Dan.
Movie director Jared Hess is 45. What movie did he direct?
Superman?
Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite, okay. I should have known.
Elsa Pataki is 48. Says here, Fast and Furious films. And Vin Diesel is 57. It also says here.
Family.
Fast and Furious films.
Family.
Born on this Day Now Dead, John Glenn.
Which one is this? Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Who's John Glenn, Blake?
He circumnavigated the Earth.
That's okay.
Not even
Who was
close.
Well, this is another oddity on this day because it's with the birthday of John Glenn and Glenn Hughes.
Okay.
Glenn Hughes is the biker mustache guy for the Village People.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. You know what? We have a picture of Jake in Village People outfit. Is this still on our Facebook page?
Yeah.
Pull up our Facebook page, Rob. And dead on this day, still dead, we have John Paul Jones. Apparently, it says here, Revolutionary War Commander. What'd he ever do?
Oh, I thought he was in
The
Beatles.
The monkeys or something? Or
Okay, so I just want to point something really funny that just happened here. And I experienced this whenever I did a bit at camp one time, but he was in Led Zeppelin, but the two of them who are not white were like Beatles or something. Because if you talk to enough guys who are black of a certain generation, you realize that they have like they know like Sweet Home Alabama. Not exactly sure they could give you the artist.
ZZ Top.
ZZ Top and like the Beatles or something.
Yeah.
Water.
there's a picture of Jake up on our screen in the biker outfit.
I kind of killed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty hot.
And that was today's
Beatles or something?
history.
That's my default.
That was awesome.
All right, so it is time for closing remarks. So who's who?
Of course.
Who do we got? Who?
Of course.
So, Silky.
Silky.
Yes. Government name is different.
Okay, because I introduced you guys as something different that Blake told me everybody's name.
Oh, that's all good.
Silky.
Yes.
And?
Easily the most ripped listener of our show.
Easily?
I don't know. They're both pretty ripped, but Silky will post a thirst trap on you.
Yeah?
Yeah, if need be.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we could have that contest sometime. You know, whatever ripped dudes want to send us a picture of themselves with their shirts off.
Oh, no.
I'm game. I'm game.
Calendar going?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your name?
Jeremy.
Jeremy. No cool nickname or?
P1 Jer.
Okay.
My wife was the one who made those cookies for y'all.
Oh, okay, yeah. Those are awesome, man.
Yeah. She made another little cookie cake for you as well.
That you brought today?
Yep.
Oh yeah, we got gifts.
Yep.
All right.
Gifts.
Where do we got it? And you guys?
I'm Sam.
Sam?
Sam the Austin P1.
Sam. Oh, Sam the
Hey.
Austin P1. That's a legendary name online, right?
For sure.
We're all familiar with him. And? Eric. And Eric.
And then Eric went through all the trouble of booking this, and then he got relegated to the end.
Wow, that's tough.
That is tough, man.
You went to tech, right? Okay, yeah. I knew we interacted about tech before.
We have gifts and we have videos. So this is the cookie cake that your wife made? Is she in the baking industry?
Yeah, she is in the baking industry. She runs her own business.
Okay, nice. Can she help with business?
Someone please help us.
We have a little picture. We probably can't hold this up for the camera, right? Because, yeah. There's a picture there. It looks like Jake. Is that Jake puking after the pizza challenge?
Appetizing.
That's on a cake?
Fantastic.
And then a picture of me as Andy Reid at the Super Bowl.
Beautiful.
So these are both of our highlights of our career.
Nice.
Jake puking as he tried to eat what, three pizzas?
Should have been thin crust.
That day.
I know. I let everybody down. I know. I let myself down, my family, my friends.
It's all
you.
good, man. I don't hold it against you.
You could eat
The
that.
troops. Yes.
Right. All right. And we have, geez, he's got a whole stack of boxes. Let's go, man. Let's go, Silky.
Okay, 11 and a half.
We have shoes.
Don't open it. Don't open it yet. Don't open it yet.
Wasn't it Hari Mari's the other day?
Yeah. I'm Todd.
And now these other? 12? All right.
So what do we do?
You never know.
Do we want to count it down? Do you want me to do a brrrr?
Yes, it's all the same, but we wanted to hook y'all up with a little bit of swag because I'm really big, a big shoe sneakerhead.
Okay.
And outside of Jake's Air Force One's white, kind of beat up, clean. There's a lack of a shoe
A fair but unnecessary shot.
I'm sorry.
At least they're not the all blacks.
But yeah, true.
The criminal shoe.
This is something to help y'all swag when y'all go out to Oxnard, where y'all be looking clean, nice, and everything, and y'all gonna represent. So,
You're saying my swag needs help?
yeah, I mean, black Asics are cool if you're just going out and about, walking around. But if you don't want to get roasted by the twins, you're gonna need something. So check them out.
If you think I can avoid getting roasted by the twins.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Each one.
Some Lucas, bro.
Some Luca 2s.
Wow.
All and I got the colorway that's, it's suburban dad enough to where it's not too flashy, but at the same time, you guys look fashionable. So hey, y'all gonna be clean.
Thank you enough.
Y'all are gonna be clean. Very welcome.
That's awesome.
From all of us here.
Should we wear them all on the same day? Every day?
Absolutely.
If you want to look uniformed and like your serious podcast, I would.
Wow. Those are incredible. I would never have actually bought these for myself.
Exactly. That's the point, because none of y'all would have bought that because of the swag.
Fantastic.
Now y'all got some Riz, drip, whatever else the young folks say today.
Aura.
Wow.
We're
That's
dripping
awesome.
with Riz.
Yes.
What a day. Thank you, Silky.
Yes.
Anytime. Thank you guys for having us out. It's been amazing.
What was it like to meet Brandon Aubrey? A highlight of your...
I mean, yeah, definitely a highlight. Cool guy, very down to earth, chill, just regular, know. Cool.
Does anyone else have closing remarks?
Yeah, I mean,
you guys are all here, and
One thing, I know we've met a few times, but do you remember the first time we met?
Was it off the record?
It was Fight Night 2018.
Okay.
That was Luca's rookie year. We had just drafted him.
did you smoke with Jake?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
I smoked with him and his wife.
So we were outside smoking a cigarette, and you remember you had your Luca jersey on, and some guy thought he was a soccer player.
Yeah.
And you called him a dumbass. That was our first interaction.
Sorry about that. To that guy and to you.
He deserved it.
And to
He
your
deserved it. She still talks about it to this day.
Go ahead. You want to grab the mic?
So I emailed Jake this. I don't know if you remember or not. I know you get a lot of emails, but I want to bring it to the group. And Blake, if you get back into flag football, I told Jake, I think the football team needs to find some better competition.
I mean, we just lost.
Yeah, but y'all ran through the league so many years. How many consecutive was it?
I don't know that he wants a challenge.
75.
Need some new comp.
Yeah, you're probably right, but I'm not really in charge. But we have gone out and played, did you play in college?
Yeah.
UNT, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we have gone out and played in some tournaments where pretty much everybody on the opposing squad played at the at least D1 level or D2 level, I suppose. And we'll do okay, but we lose. Like in separate tournaments, it's, it pretty much comes down. But the problem is, like, those teams practice. And, like, my guys show up super hungover. They're 25. We have no plays other than the 4 concepts that they know how to, like, drill into the ground. And then we'll go play these teams where they actually practice and don't show up hungover.
Yeah, and we talked about this, and I played flag I didn't play at Silky's level, obviously, but I played flag for a lot. But you got a quarterback that played D1 ball.
Yes.
That's key.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That could be a difference.
He was like a 3-year starter at San Diego State.
Yeah, that's key.
It's the only reason we win.
What did you play?
Safety.
Okay. Any good?
No.
No.
I mean, I was enough to be on the team and
made the
everything,
team,
but
got
not
on the
to-
field or no?
Yeah, just special teams. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you just it's a different level when you make that jump from the high school level to the college level. I mean, and then the college to pro is even bigger. There is that big of a jump to where, for example, your idea of being the gunner, I got to do that. So I got to live out your fantasy, and it's not even all that overrated. And look how athletic I am in comparison, no offense.
Yeah, it's
I just, hey, I keep
first
it real.
it's the AF1s.
I'm a straight shooter. It's no offense.
So you're saying the dream that Jake had, like, was so far from reality? Like, even that?
I mean,
like,
He's
'cause Jake
already
wanted
said
to do
he
it for-
already said it.
for
maybe
you.
at D2, he could be a gunner for like D2, like
maybe
not Texas,
maybe like Arkansas Pine Bluff or something. Maybe.
Fuck it.
Well, thanks, guys.
This has been awesome.
You know I love you, Jake.
I do, and I appreciate it, and I will put the Air Forces in the washer as soon as I get home.
I think that will ruin them even more.
Damn it. I can't win.
Adios, mofo.